Now, there's a concept I'm sure some of you have heard of called the entropy of defeat, the idea, or the entropy of victory. Sorry, which is the idea that once you're victorious, the former coalition that is victorious eventually breaks apart. And that's kind of what's happening here because, Mohammed Hijab totally BTFO, loses the lawsuit, caught drinking, destroyed. All these guys came together to take on the Dawa Diddy gang, as David Wood called them. And pretty much all of them scurried into the darkness and were totally defeated. But the problem is that this anti-Islamic coalition had a fatal fault line. And of course, like everything now, it's about Israel. And, you had one side of this, the David Wood side, the apostate prophet side, and that were very clearly Zionists. David Wood does ads for it. We've shown it before, etc. And then you had some guys kind of in the middle, like Reasoned Answers, Thaddeus, the guy who was fighting with the yes-mos and the no-mos. And then you had guys completely, very anti-Zionist like Sam Shamoun. Now, of course, there's two kinds of, there's kind of two sub-factions on each side. Among the anti-Zionists, there's the people who are anti-Zionist for primary political reasons. And then there's the people who are anti-Zionist primarily for theological reasons. And all of them are kind of a mix between the two. But Sam was very, very good at making his arguments purely theological. And, we talked about dispensationalism and all that before. But on the other side, on the pro-Zionist side, there was a lot less theological argumentation. Most of it really just kind of came down to politics and not liking Muslims, which is sympathetic, at least the latter part. But as this fissure has grown, it's become clearer and clearer that, this theology sector, this religious sphere, it is really just a class of personalities. And the last time we followed this, it had been apostate prophet. He ran away to Israel to go do a trip. He left his wife. He was seen in photos and videos with another woman. And the question hung over the air. What happened? What's the explanation? How can you justify this? Him being a recent ongoing convert to Orthodox Christianity. And there was a kind of a breaking point this weekend because this was going to be the first stream that AP went on with doing his regular show with David Wood, and Sam had been going hard in the paint. We talked this about Friday, or not on Friday, on Wednesday, or whenever the last time I streamed about this was. I guess it was Wednesday. And they did bring him up. And what's interesting is, remember how I just talked about how the people on the pro-Zionist side tend to not take a theological angle on all this? Well, they really kind of showed their hand a little bit this weekend because when they came at Sam to respond for all these things, they didn't question the Zionist angle. They didn't say Sam's anti-Semitic. They didn't say, dispensationalism is theologically true. No, they went in a much more familiar to us over here in the sector direction. They went on and they showed his divorce paperwork and called him a wife beater and and a rapist, essentially. Just straight up, they went after him. And like I said, there's really no theology here. There was an attempt kind of whitewashing it a little bit by saying, well, this has to do with advocacy or whatever. But no, they just kind of went full sector on his ass. And that was a mistake because if there was anyone in this who already was kind of already had a foot in the Ralphian door, it was Sam. I mean, this is the guy who will respond to comments calling you a son of Satan and every other word in the book, and will wake up at any time, 2 a.m. and be like, let's do this live, open call-ins, and take you out. So they basically chose to fight on his battlefield, his preferred battlefield. I mean, it's kind of hard with Sam because if they had gone the theological direction, it would have been difficult for them anyway because he's good at that too. And so they do this first appearance 4 days ago. This was on Friday. And they say that he's a stalker, a wife beater, and jealous that David Wood replaced Sam. Because, David Wood and Sam used to collaborate and do stuff together. But again, people kind of assumed that the reason why that relationship fell apart was ostensibly because of the Zionism thing, but really just because both these guys want to be the top dog here. Now that the Muslims are defeated, in that limited format on this one online sector, right? Now it's the entropy of victory. The last guy's got to fight, right? And after they did this initial thing on Friday, then Saturday night, Thaddeus from Reason Answers decided to weigh in, and he kind of did a drive-by here. He did a stream where he called Sam the Muhammad Hijab of Christians. So again, trying to associate their previous collaborative victory and parlay it into criticizing Sam. And the reason I call this a drive-by is because that really wasn't in on the whole Zionist. Like, not explicitly, not really. I mean, his whole thing was the yes mo no mo thing, and he just won a big victory there. I mean, that was the other side of like defeating the Muslims that he was in charge. I mean, well, that wasn't even really defeating Muslims. That was because obviously his main opponent there was Mel, Mel completely surrendered. He straight up came out and said, "I'm not making videos anymore. Also, I don't consider myself Islamic mythicist." That's like this complete submission, right? You're the leader of the Islamic mythicist faction, and you come out and say, "I'm not even Islamic mythicist." It's like, it's done. You're done. Okay, it's over, right? And what does he move on to? He does this stream calling Sam the Muhammad hijab of Christianity. And so he says, folks sent me emails about one of DW's, and Sam's angle here is that David Wood is running a cult. He's got capos. That's the angle, okay? Thaddeus of Recent Answers doing a review of the court documents about my divorce proceedings, which is nothing new and that's the thing, the whole thing with Sam's divorce, this is old shit. People have been throwing this in his face forever. Basically, as I understand the story, is he had a wife, she cheated on him, they got divorced. And the reason why I tend to discredit claims that he was abusive is because she herself has not gone and there's no moment where she has gone on a show and been like, yeah, this guy's a piece of shit. Like, she, for the most part, has kind of kept her mouth shut and not talk shit about him. Now, there was some things she said originally, like at the moment of divorce, that they're going to bring up here. But ever since then, she has not repeated those claims, confirmed those claims, etc. And when she did say it, it wasn't clear. And we'll look at it here because we have the videos. But so they bring it up again. And what's funny is the Muslims are usually the ones who, because that's usually who Sam debates, who bring up this thing. And Sam, the thing is, the Muslims can't shit on him for that because he brings up the obvious counterpoint, which is like, well, if I did beat my wife, then that just makes me a good Muslim by your morals, right? So, but it's a little different when it comes from Christians, obviously. And they take what I say about them, level against me. I'm on record calling DW so they're just calling each other the Muhammad, because they both kind of have a hand in the victory, right? So they both want to associate the defeated hijab with the opposite party. And I was told that, like Ali Drama, his dog Thaddeus then takes that slur and levels it against me. Man, these guys are just as original as Muhammad the Ear. That refers to the nickname that Muhammad was the ear. He listened to recitations of the Talmud and the Torah and stuff, and that's where he just copied that into the Quran. That's a claim. Feel free to go there and listen to what he has to say. See, this is why I say Sam. I'm fully on. I'm not even going to pretend to be unbiased. Sam is the king of this sector, because this is the only guy who has open call-ins to the extent that he does. He's the only guy who will tell you, go listen to my A-logs, take their arguments and bring them back here, and I will destroy you on my own platform. We're going to look at some of these comments. Some of this stuff is like Ralph at his peak type comebacks. By the way, notice the timing of these attacks. It all comes right before the PBD show. Satan, their father, is really trying his best to attack and prevent this from happening. And so yeah, so he does this, and there's some really interesting comments in here, because Reason Answers tries to defend himself. You may see me in here too. Let me explain why I'm in here, but so Thaddeus, despite literally titling the stream, and I mean, we can look at the post I made. Let me pull that up here, because the fact that he comes in here and tries to say that the stream was not about his divorce proceedings is just the most disingenuous shit ever. I mean, look here. It's going to be in here, I think. So, this is him not remotely. This is him saying that the stream was not primarily about. See, David didn't ask me to do anything, and the stream is not primarily about your divorce papers. This is ridiculous. You titled a stream that he's Muhammad Hijab. What is Muhammad Hijab known for? He's known for taking advantage of women and being abusive to him. That's like the primary thing that they levied against this guy. And then you make this. Oh, come on. Here, here's an easier way for me to pull it up. Then you make this your title, that he's the Muhammad hijab, and make a part of it. Like, it's not even that he's saying he didn't show it. He's just saying it's not primarily about that. Yeah, like, look at this. Sam Shamoun, the Muhammad hijab of Christian apologetics. So if this guy is going to be primarily known and criticized for the way he treats women, you cannot call it this and have that be the thumbnail and then try to claim that this is not primarily about his, or at least that's not a major part of this. Like, how cowardly is that? You bring the divorce into this. You go there. You go to full sector in the paint tactics. Fair enough. Okay, man, you want to take this guy out? Go off, king, whatever, man. But, well, this guy's not a king, but you know what I mean. Like, go off, and then some slink into Sam talking shit, like responding and saying, oh, it wasn't even really about that. And, like, look at Sam's responses. He just destroys him. Calls him a cult follower. Let me know if you're ready to go live, fat boy. Now, when he says this, it's 2 a.m. his time. Sam is such a king that he is willing to drop, he's in Florida or something, he's on a trip, right? He's willing to drop everything, pull his phone out, like, you know, PPP or God was in the old phone strings, and just be like, let's go live right now and debate this. And he calls him Shamu Dawa, and remember that it's what female dogs and cult followers are notorious for. Why are you surprised? And he just keeps shitting on him. And he runs away. And here's the other thing. There was a comment here. So right when, I think it was under this one or under this one, waiting for a response. Thad made a response that he deleted. And this is a Dog Zero exclusive, everybody. I have it screenshotted. It's not here. There's no other way to see this. Look at this. This is real. We happened to be watching it while it was happening. We took a screenshot. Look. Instead of barking here, address my challenge. Are you ready to go live with me now so you can expose me? You got 10 minutes to respond. And he didn't block him because Sam is just being, you know, regal here. He's not really... He does block people, but the point is he's just trying to force a response. I already responded. If you're a real man, you'll take a moderated debate on a neutral channel. I'm sure it would be fun to troll you as you call my mother a prostitute, based. But that wouldn't be very Christian of me. Bro, we're past that. I think, you know, I keep saying this every time we talk about it. It is proven. This isn't a Dominican like cloister where we're having scholastic debates. This isn't the disputation of worms. Like, this is just the sector. You're literally calling him the Muhammad hijab of Christian apologetics and showing his divorce documents, bro. Like, I'm trying to find exactly when he shows. Here we go. Right here. This is when he goes over it for. Let's look. Let's actually look. And this is just when he has the documents off. He talks about it for longer than this. So 2:25 to at least. So 30 minutes at least. He spends 30 minutes talking, and it's not really about that. Okay, bro. And it's like, no, it's this is what it is. Okay, so here's my anyway. So let me get to this. Here's my suggestion. This idiot now I even told Sam in these comments, don't fall for this neutral platform bullshit, right? Because that's just what they say to ambush you. Like that's the thing. This is like what I was explaining in the VOR stuff. These guys need to get the sector drama knowledge. Like they need to be brought up to date because they're like the Native Americans being exposed to smallpox. They don't know. they have no immunity, like natural immunity to some of this stuff. And this is me saying that he's doing Takia because he is. He calls in this. He makes the claim and then tries to say, no, that's not even what I was saying. Really, it wasn't about anything. The stream wasn't about anything. And yeah, he's doing. I say here he's doing the same thing that he criticized Mel for, because Mel wouldn't go on a stream with him and debate and stand by what he says. And I basically just tell Sam here this is an ambush. But here's my suggestion: you want an actually neutral channel to debate on, and I'm serious about this. You want an actual neutral channel to debate on, because the thing is, within the religious sphere itself, there is no neutral channel, because right now it's pretty the battle lines are drawn between the Zionist and the non-Zionist, but it's not really about Zionism anymore at this point. Go on Ralph's show. I'm serious. Ralph has no dog in this debate. He doesn't know Sam. He doesn't know David Wood. He doesn't have personal dealings with either of these guys. Go on the kill stream. I am so serious. That would be the closest thing to a neutral platform. Now you might say, well, Ralph's Catholic and Sam is Catholic and David Wood isn't. It doesn't matter. Like Ralph will take the content and he's Ralph's not some religious zealot. Let's be real, guys. Like, it doesn't matter. They should go on the kill stream for real. That is probably the best neutral platform they're going to get, because if they do it on anyone within the religious sphere, it's not going to be unbiased, guaranteed. But Thad deleted this comment. You can't find it here anymore, probably because he's afraid that he'd get taken up on it, right? Well, Ralph says he's Catholic. Who the fuck knows, man? I don't know. I'm just addressing, like, somebody might say that might be why it's not neutral, but it is. It would be neutral. D Wood doxed himself. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's his name, isn't it? But yeah, so it's tough. I think that he should go. I think they should go on Ralph's show. I think that that's the most neutral platform you're going to get, and Ralph will let him yell at each other. Now, Thad's going to want some super moderated debate because he thinks he's one of these big boys, when David Wood did that formal debate with Muhammad. But that's not what this is. We opened this up with the divorce proceedings. This is just straight up. IBS at this point. It'll be exciting to see when they escalate to you're a pedophile accusations. Oh, Shrek Snow, how interesting that you bring that up. Because that's exactly what happened next. That's exactly what happened next. That's exactly what happened next after this, okay? We'll get there. Okay, so yeah, they're fighting here. Here's Sam just going hard, right? The platform of my choosing is here and now live, based. Where if I act up, then all the more proof that your accusations are right, based. But we know why you're making excuses to debate my personal life and family issues on a third-party platform of my choice, as if there was a theological point. You'll get eviscerated for all to see, true. Like I said, go to sleep, brother, since your comments are all the proof I need. And, yeah, it's, Sam ran, or not Sam, Thad ran away, and him deleting that comment is just very cowardly. So that's this part, okay, but that's just what happened Saturday night, okay? This kept going, right? And this was all going to supposedly culminate on Sunday night. So Thad does this drive-by and basically immediately realizes his mistake, deletes the accepting of the debate thing, and hasn't said anything since. But he like I said, he was just a merc, it felt like. Felt like he was on the sidelines and he just got called in to do his stupid stream. Almost kind of like a mark, because, bringing up the divorce stuff openly, that there's disclosure problems there. Like, I don't know, it's like when you give... I'm trying to think of a good example, but it's... You know how Godwinson says that the reason why he didn't have PPP on the Viggers interview is because he knew he only had him on the fake one, is because he knew he wasn't worthy of it. It's kind of like a reversal of that. Okay, so then AP and David Wood do their stream. This is yesterday. Like I said, this was all going to culminate on Sunday. Glory to me, very, very fitting for the Religisphere. Glory to my beloved Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who just vindicated me on David Wood's show, since AP admitted he is committing adultery by admitting he's with another woman. So he just admits it. I am literally in tears, since these filthy, vile whores of Satan wanted to destroy my reputation, but the risen Lord Jesus just humiliated them. Now, when will Muhammad would be called out for platforming and defending an adulterer? Make sure to watch my live stream where I will fully expose David Wood for taking money for books he never finished and never apologized for. So we got some Matt Jarbo Kickstarter Spoonie movie type stuff here. Thank you, my Lord and Savior. So AP justifies his adultery. Do I have that one up? Oh, I think it got taken down, actually. But this is pretty much it.
I thought there is no...
So this is the stream from yesterday. Everyone was waiting for how AP was going to cope his way out of this one. Now, my prediction was he was going to say, this Zionism thing was a smoke show, or was a smoke screen from her. You guys don't know what happened. She's crazy, etc., etc., etc. And that is what he initially said.
Hide them. I thought there is no need to hide them.
So he's talking about hiding the girl he was with. The people were speculating what is her role.
I didn't hide them. I thought there is no need to hide them, and I can't bother hiding them. When I walked around, for example, with a woman who was seen with me on video footage that was quite out there in your face, I made no efforts to hide that. For those who are wondering, I'm also going to be very open and honest about it since we are here and talking about it. It is actually somebody that I've recently met and that I have recently come to grow very fond of.
Look at David Wood.
And feel a lot of love for and talk to. That's it. Because I am no longer in a committed relationship. Because we have agreed, all those involved have agreed that we are
Agreed. Now, obviously, Orthodox does allow divorce, but was this that?
separated and moved on. All those
Notice he didn't say divorce. He said separated.
Involved in this entire thing that I've just talked about, all those directly involved in this are aware of every single thing that I've said, acknowledge every single thing that I've said, and are okay with every single thing that I've said. Nobody has been wronged. Nobody has been treated with injustice.
Yeah, but that's like a secular view of divorce, man. Like, that's not the way it works. Like, in a Christian and a religious sense of divorce, just doing the divorce itself is considered wrong, like a wrong. Like, even in systems that allow it, if you don't like submit yourself, even in like Orthodox or Protestant ones that allow divorce, there still is like a process you have to submit yourself to. So it's like, it doesn't, like, you're just doing a utilitarian there's no harm type argument, which is not Christian, and that's Sam's whole point here, right? And also this idea that everybody's okay with it, that contradicts the message we went over last time we talked about this, where she said Ridvan, who's AP, left her. That doesn't sound consensual. That sounds like he unilaterally said I'm out, not that they agreed to separate. Stop lying and confess his adultery and repent. And here we go. And now, just as Shrek Snow predicted, we're going to the you're a pedo argument. So this is a clip that's now Sam is striking back. This is after, obviously, after that this is a clip. I don't know what he's going to say in this. But this is apparently it's bad. David Wood gleefully speaks of sodomizing 13 and 15-year-old girls before he became Christian. Uh-oh!
Prison. Dalwa guys, here's your stuff. Here's your stuff. The last two girls I had sex with before I went to jail. One...
Dude.
What?
Dude, yeah,
I don't care.
Yo, dude, like,
one was
look, his handler is like, dude, don't, please don't, right? And I think this was from the most recent live stream where he says that.
13 and one was 15. So when Muhammad Hijab's like, oh, you know what, if a girl's 13 but she got wide hips, that was the case. She had big boobs and wide hips, but she was...
Okay, so why would you compare yourself to Muhammad Hijab? You've been attacking him this whole time. You know, Sam is saying, you're Muhammad Hijab, you're saying Sam is Muhammad Hijab, and then you're like, so yeah, you know that argument Muhammad Hijab made? That was my argument.
13. I did not care. I would not, I didn't care back then. So, here I am, because in the minds of the Dawa guys, if you ever did anything, you can never condemn it, because you did it once, and you can never like...
Bro, okay, see, he thinks he's being such a good Christian by doing this. He's like, well, we believe in redemption, we believe in this stuff, so I'm gonna bring up this bad thing I did. And again, this is why these guys, it's like smallpox to the Native Americans. I'm sorry, bro, this ain't a church. I'm sorry, bro, but I'm not your priest that you're confessing to. This is the internet Serengeti, where you and another guy are, you're calling another guy a rapist white beater and showing his divorce papers, and he's calling you Christian Muhammad Hijab. When you say shit like this, they're gonna throw it back at you. They're gonna be like, what the fuck, bro? Like, there's no like you openly say something like that. Like, what the fuck? What you think Sam's gonna be like? Well, you know, it was really big of David Wood. You know, I know David Wood called me a rapist, said I beat my wife, showed my divorce papers, but you know, it was really big of him to do that. Like, what the fuck?
Take the opposite side. So, I had sex with a 13-year-old girl. Now she flung herself at me. So,
pause. The pause. I thought this guy was supposed to be like American Psycho, like super calculated and super tactical and strategic.
I guess I can defend it. No, I don't defend it. Shouldn't have done it. Doesn't matter if a 13-year-old girl flings herself at you. It doesn't matter if she has big boobs and wide hips and so on. You don't do that sort of thing. The 15-year-old girl,
So now there's 2 incidents.
She told me she was 17, but it wouldn't. I eventually knew
She told me she was like, I swear she told me she was 17.
She was 15. I still didn't care. That girl.
Look at this. Look at the comments. How old were you? Oh my Lord. David L. I'm going to bed.
I had anal sex with that girl.
So look at AP. Look at his face. He's just like, we're not winning this drama, boys. Like, we came out swinging. We have all these guys on our side. David Wood is pretty big. Like, I think he has more subscribers than Sam, gets more viewers. AP is big, and people were defending even at like up until coming up to this Sunday. If you looked at his comments, people were super charitable to him. It kind of looked like Sam would be kind of to the based people, we know he's right. But the majority, the masses, it would look to be a defeat, sort of like his arc with Jay Dyer. But then David was just like, time to even this one out. By the way.
Do you know what that would be in court? Do you know what that would be in court, guys? Sam, I'm trying to let you know. Dude, what are you scared of, people?
Do you know what that would be in court? Look at AP. He's just like, we're not going to win this one.
Well, finding out the truth, who cares? If you want to condemn me for it, condemn me. I've done all sorts of messed up stuff in my life.
Well, and it's funny, too, because obviously David has also been open that he went to jail for, like, attacking his father. He's made that part of his conversion story, which is why, like, you can't really... Like, I think Sam did have some funny alliterations here about it, but it wasn't that damaging, right? Because it's just something everyone's known for forever. It's part of his conversion story. But this? What the fuck?
Guys, the point is, that would be like... If it's a minor and you do something, it's a higher category. That would be considered...
Yeah, it's called... Yes, man, it is.
Like forcible sodomy or something like that.
Look at it. He's just like, so yeah, guys, not only did this happen, but did you know that it's actually an aggravated crime? Did you know that I did this?
Because she's not able to consent.
Look at the comments. Can no longer condemn Muhammad. AP is baffled. And it's funny because AP, this is a guy who was subject to the controversy. David Wood could have, if he was a true psychopath king, like, Sun Tzu strategist, he could have played this off where whether they win or lose, AP takes all the heat, right? Because it's AP who's under accusations that he left his wife but didn't get a valid divorce and that he's with another girl. Like, he could have been the fall guy. But then David Wood's like, no, you know what? I don't like that this drama is about AP's infidelity. Now it's going to be about my, what did he call it? Forcible sodomy.
What? Can you quickly point out and explain to people that I was doing your criminal life before you became a Christian?
Yeah, AP's trying to sweep. Ralph, no!
Yeah, that was my criminal life before I became a Christian.
Answer, how old were you? This is not having the effect you think it is, David.
Okay. Yeah. So I was bad. That was a bad. That was a bad thing. Here I condemn.
Look, love you, David. Hard to reveal your sins openly this way. Like, obviously, this guy's like a mod, so he's a giga sweeper. But this is is this what David thought Sam would do, Mister? Like, just look at Sam's posts, man. Like, this guy, when he gets into the fight, he's calling you like, let's fight, fat boy. He's saying that you're Shamoun, Ali Doa. Like, this guy doesn't give charitability.
I'm Islam for all this stuff, but I did some of this stuff and I was messed up.
Incredible, man. And it's funny because, Sam's kind of a boomer. He doesn't really know how to, he can't do these clips himself. He needs people to help him, right? Whatever. So then, after admitting that, later in the stream, I guess this is when they make here's the defamation. And this is why I titled this Lolsuit, because Sam is saying, FYI, the slanderous charges about me in respect to my ex-wife and what she texts that Wood read are alike. So I guess David Wood reads texts that Sam's ex-wife sent him, not now, but like back when they first broke up. I think that's the timeline. And like I said, when they first broke up, she did initially say some things, but then she like recanted it and never spoke about it again, even when people have reached out to her, right? And if there are any lawyers who are willing to do pro bono and assist me in suing for defamation and slander, please have them email me. That's an interesting idea. Since these are sick, demonic charges that accuse me of doing what Muhammad and his jihadis went around doing and what Wood gleefully admitted doing, like, how can you admit what he just admitted and then turn around and be like, but he's a rapist, he's whatever. There's a Christian. To see what I mean, watch this. Then that's a clip we just watched. Sam just straight up posts his Yahoo boomer maxed. All this Christian. Let's see what else he has. Let's see if he said anything, because I haven't looked at this. Yeah, he doesn't need to. I mean, like, what? There's no one to fight. Like, no one's even taking David's side after that. It's what the fuck. Okay, now I'm gonna have to ask something to the two people watching this. Okay, I wouldn't say Sam is losing heart. Sam is always up for the fight. But the problem is, because I genuinely think Sam does have true faith. Like, I think he really is. I don't think he's a full grift. I think a lot of these guys are true Christians. Maybe not David Wood and AP after seeing that. I did think that until now. But he does kind of Sam can be very authentic in a damaging way. I mean, we looked at some clips before when I first introduced him, where he'll just he'll just admit things he doesn't need to. Not as bad, anything like what David Wood just did, but like that he's fat or whatever. So do you want me to stop insulting folks? No, don't vote for this option. We're going to want to continue roasting folks. And this one is losing. We have to show our support. And now he shouldn't even be doing polls, because this is a kingdom, not a democracy. I'm going to ask folks for more advice. I will have no choice but to pursue legal action in due course by God's grace against the vile, wicked slander of grape. My wife. Also, to troll the section, I'm just going to pretend that he meant sector here. And affect my livelihood that helps provide for my daughters. So pray for God's guidance. That's the other thing is, one argument he could make is that the reason why he needs to take action on this is because it would, if left let's say like super giga trolls, and it would be probably the Muslims who do this, take David Wood's comments and then use that as evidence to show, like, it could fuck with his custody is what I'm saying. Because he does take care of his daughters, and it has like a pretty equitable custody agreement from what I understand. With that said, what would you advise me to do if asked by PBD about folks and ministries to recommend to take down Islam? This one doesn't matter as much. This one does. Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be a united front there a little bit. Okay, so let's listen to this.
Okay.
I want to see what David Wood actually says here, because this looks like it's from this. It's from the same live stream where he talked about admitting to what he calls literally forcible. I mean, it's crazy.
Most people back down from Sam's threats. Do you think his wife, AP, do you think his wife wants anything to do with this right now?
Then why do you reach out to her? Why are you reading her texts on screen? Because that's what Sam says you're about to do.
No.
Nope. Doesn't want anything to do with this right now.
She just wants to live her life.
She hasn't wanted anything to do with it for years. She hasn't said anything since it initially happened, which was years and years and years ago.
Wants to live her life. He won't let her.
And again, like I said, notice that these guys, there's no theological argument here. At least Reason Answers. I kind of just skimmed through this, but he does show the divorce things, and I do stand by the fact that he needs to defend, him saying it wasn't primarily about that is a lie. But what Reason Answers essentially tries to argue is that Sam is like a hypocrite, I guess, and because he's so aggressive when he debates people or whatever, it's not Christ-like, and also he's like a bad advocate or something. Kind of the way Muhammad Hijab is, okay? At least, Reason Answers attempted to sort of couch this in theology superficially, not truly, but superficially. This is just straight up drama. This is just straight up down low sector shit. So, I just want to make note of that they're not even talking about Zionism or whatever pretext that it's supposed to be this.
Just wanted to go and do the things that I want to do. Sam won't let me. AP would have had to answer some stuff because the issues would have been raised. Sam had to make it about me and the archive because we both abandoned him.
So we brought this up before. The archive used to be primarily a Sam archive and took his stuff down when this fight was first still initially heating up. David Wood saying this has been made about me is so delusional. So fucking delusional. I mean, we've gone over these posts. He didn't even start really mentioning David Wood until he mentioned the fact that when AP gets back, that what's he going to do? Was he going to talk about it or not? But his primary swinging here, like 2 weeks ago, was about AP and about the whole wife question thing. It was not. This is like whatever David psychopath behavior, where it's like the fact that his name is even mentioned. This is about me. I'm the king. I'm the king of the sector, right?
And we just saw there one. He's threatening to expose his wife when she had nothing to do with this. Threatening to expose her. He plays a bunch of what he's got on her to threaten her. And I'm sitting here thinking, remember, I thought I was here for a purpose and stuff. And then I was like, what was there? I spent almost 2 decades trying to help this guy. And he gets worse and worse and worse. What is all this, man? What is all this? And now I'm thinking,
tried to help this guy. David Wood once said that Sam Shamoun was the single best apologist against Islam, and like looked up to him. There's such a revision.
Maybe I'm here because I'm the guy who's not afraid of anything this guy can do. Maybe I'm the perfect person for
You're the one doing stuff. You're the one showing all this shit and saying these things.
This job. And so guess what, Sam? Not a word came from your wife. Haven't talked to her for years, but many years ago, she was best friends with my wife and would talk through things. And my wife eventually compiled a document for Michelle's good so that she has a record of these things. And
for her good. Yeah, you totally did it for her, bro. You just think about how ridiculous this is. So like I said, this was years ago. He's saying this was years ago. So David Wood goes to his wife and says, you know those private like girl talk messages you have? I need to make a folder so that someday, if I have to ever go to war with Sam Shamoun on the internet battlefield, I'll be ready. Like, people criticize Ralph because he, like, leaks everything and he records all DMs and stuff. And obviously that's why you really shouldn't, like, trust Ralph not to do that. But this is literally just that.
Kind of the order in which they happen. All right, guys. So here we're going through it. Did I ever want to share this?
Bro, you're either doing it or you're not. You can't be like, no one's forcing you. Which is this? Are you the king? Are you the king who isn't afraid of anything? Or, I don't want to do this, but I have to.
No. Never wanted to share this. You guys have never heard any of this from me. But now, all right.
Why? Notice he never justified why. He never actually said why. He's just the amorphous, just the invisible hand. What is he, a Calvinist? It was predestined since the foundation of the universe that I must leak 10-year-old text or however long, 5-year-old text messages.
Threatening. I'm going to expose you. What's he doing? I'm going through emails.
Yeah, but okay, but let's be clear what he threatened to expose about you. Specifically stuff about business, about you supposedly, and I don't know the facts of it, so I'm not going to say either way, but supposedly you took money to do something that you didn't do. That is purely within the professional sphere. That is of what we would call public interest, if we're going to be like moral fags about it, right? This is not a similar situation. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna investigate whether you made good on something you took money for. Saying that is not the same as I'm gonna bring out my Sam Shamoun ex-wife text folder from years ago.
So who's making the rule? We're exposing all the personal details, and we're exposing all the messages.
What personal details did he expose about you? Not for real.
And that's him, right? That's his standard.
That is like a psychopath thing. Is you're attacking my money, so I'm going to drop these messages.
Standard. He laid it down. Okay, I'm holding him to that standard. He can't stand it because.
And Sam doesn't like. I don't know. Like Sam didn't. He took it like a king. He's just like, this ain't true, and I can prove it, and I'm going to fight you about it. And what's funny is this whole time, all Sam has ever asked for is let's just have a blood sports about this. He said it without, like, he never used the word blood sports, but he's the one saying, let's go live now, call in now, let's fight about this. And no, we got to do this instead.
Rules are for everyone else, not for him. All right, guys. So here's my wife's description.
I don't know why he keeps speeding up and not speeding up. It's because this clipper. Ex-Jehovah's Witness Laura.
Of them starting their relationship up to 2015. Okay, so 2007.
So 2015. Hold on. So I wasn't even exaggerating when I said 10 years. It's 10 years.
Michelle, who was an atheist at the time, I believe, someone invited her to go to Sam's Bible studies. He actually persuades her to convert to Christianity. He persuades her to
what a criminal.
Convert to Christianity. That's in 2007. They began dating in early 2008. So they started dating, guys.
This is 15-year-old shit that this guy has been sitting on. Holy shit. I hope AP is thinking right now. Look at his eyes. You know what he's thinking? He's thinking, fuck, I need to go through my DMs with David Wood to make sure I didn't say anything like crazy in there. I didn't talk about my meeting with Netanyahu or that I got that I'm working for Mossad, because he's probably got an itemized folder.
Here's the description. One day, he asked Michelle to tell him how many men she had been with.
Normal question.
She shared her past with the thought that she was confessing to her spiritual mentor. In other words,
bro, are you serious? First of all, this is back in the time when I think Sam was a Calvinist. And that's another angle here. I brought up the Zionist angle. The other angle is some people think that David Wood hates this because Sam went from being Reformed to being Catholic. I don't think it's that. I think that puts... that's a fair theory, but I don't think it's that. I think that puts too much emphasis on the religious aspect of this when I think this is purely ego-driven. But if you are talking to this guy and you're not in a confessional type faith, like it's not Catholicism or Orthodox, there's no like sacrament of confession, and you're also dating a guy, this is stuff that people who are dating and get married like talk about. This is crazy what he's saying here.
This is the guy who led her to Christ. And so she shares her past with him. So she shared her past with the thought that she was confessing to her spiritual mentor.
Yeah, confessing in a faith that doesn't have confession as a sacrament. Great.
He was outraged at the thought that she had been with these other men and demanded she have sex with him.
Okay. Based? This is Ralph.
Saying in these words, if you don't have sex with me right now, then get out of my house.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a way. That's a way to do it. I mean, so what happened next? Did she say yes?
Michelle began crying on the bed and said, I'm changed now. I don't want to have sex until I get married.
Okay.
Sam walked over to the bed, pulled down Michelle's pants while she was crying, and had sex with her while she was lying there passive.
Okay, so you're just straight up. Okay, so you are just straight up actually accusing him of that, of like rape. I kind of thought maybe it was, I don't know. Sam doesn't like. Here's the thing about Sam. There's a lot to criticize about Sam, to be honest, and none of this stuff. He's a boomer. He's very easily baited. He's got some lolcout tendencies or whatever, but he's very honest and very authentic to his own detriment. So like,
and crying.
I should have believed him when he said that he straight up accused him just of full on like, and he wasn't exaggerating, because that is what he's saying here.
AP, I want to know if you reacted to that the same way my wife did when she heard it. What do you call that?
Hold on, that's a good point. Hold on, wait a minute. You're telling me that your wife has had this knowledge that Sam committed a crime, like a serious crime, and didn't tell anyone, and you guys did nothing with it until you could benefit off internet drama about it? Huh.
Rape.
That's how my wife reacted to it.
Apparently not. Apparently not. If that's really how she reacted to it, you would have done something. You would have reported him. You would have encouraged her to do something.
She's like, Michelle's like, yeah, I mean, she's telling her how, like, she's sharing with her how messed up things have been with Sam. And, hey, he found out, I've been with other guys, and he told me, well, you have to do with me what you did with them. I said, but
You've already changed your story. Your initial story was he asked a question. She gave an answer. He said, have sex with me now or leave. She said no. Then while she was crying, he did it anyway. Now you're saying that he actually said, what you're doing with them, you have to do with me. So this was a longer conversation than you initially indicated. How about you show the messages, buddy? You're sitting on this shit. You're going to make a claim like this. How about you show the actual message? I want to see them on the screen. I want to see how that was actually said, not your retelling of it.
I'm a Christian now.
This is hearsay. Like, that's to that standard, this is hearsay.
I don't want to do that now. I don't want to do that to him. No, you have to.
Are you freaking serious?
Yep.
Oh, shut the fuck up, bro. You are living face.
This is the guy who threatens everyone to expose them. I keep all the dirt on you. It's what he just said. You just saw it.
Yeah, at least he's honest about it than what he says he is. Or less than what he says he is. He says he's a bulldog. He says that he attacks and he's aggressive and he calls people names and he'll fight people who want to fight, and he stands by it, bro. He's kind of like Ralph in that way, where he's no delusions about like what his attitude towards this is. You're Mr. I'm a better Christian. I'm better. I'm a good guy. I'm trying to purge this bad stuff from the community. So your standard that you've set for yourself is higher.
Someone needs to stand up to that. Do your worst, dude. Do your worst.
Someone needs to stand up to that 10 years later when it benefits me. What an idiot. You worked with, you know what's worse about this? Between 2015 and now, they collaborated. They made videos together. So you're telling me that you knew about this after 2015 and you made all these videos with him and you didn't need to call him out then? You were fine having him on your streams, making your videos with him when he, because he's prominent and essentially making money off of him because shit's monetized. They do, or if for one way or another. But no, it's only now. It's only now that you're having this fight over who the fuck knows what at this point. That now I need to stand up to him.
But be a man and come at me, not after your ex-wife. Frickin' coward. Anyway.
He's the coward. He's the guy who says that you will fight at any time about this openly on call. He's the coward, not the guy who sat on it for 10 years and worked with him in between.
So he demanded she have sex with him. She said no. He pulled her pants down and
yes, she said that.
Cried the entire time that he had sex with her. Then what happened? The next day, he insulted her, saying that she was loose and he didn't want to be with her anymore.
That's tough.
So, guys, just follow the pattern here because it's sort of a big picture of everything he does. Uses the Bible to get you in, and oh wow, this guy's so knowledgeable and stuff like this, and then he uses it to control and abuse you.
Who? This one woman? Because let's say this is true. It's not like he's going around. He's not like a player. Like, let's be real. Like, Sam is not a player. He had this one relationship, then they got divorced, and whatever the fuck happened there.
So the next day,
well, hold on a second. So according to this account, and you said this is what his ex-wife shared with your wife?
Yes, it's 3 degrees of separation, AP, and we're not even seeing the messages. In a court of law, this would be known as hearsay. It would not be admissible.
And which you kept
when they were friends. Yep.
Until this. So
yeah. So keep in mind. They were married. They were married when my wife's finding out about this. They're married, right? So it's not like
according to her account. Mm-hmm. So he was married at that point. He was married at that point to her. So she was married. And
wait, they were already married when he asked how many partners she had? Well, then that also blows up the idea that he was asking that as a spiritual mentor. They're literally husband and wife at that point, right?
Well, when she's telling my wife this stuff, yes.
When she told this story, and according to her account, before they were married.
Oh, before they were married, okay.
Sam asked her about how many men she had been with, and then told her that she has to have sex with him too.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want to.
She said no.
So he forced her and raped her. Is that what you're telling me?
Yep.
Yeah, you sound real convinced. You're not a good liar, man. You sound really convinced of this. You know, for a guy who did that whole video we watched where he's a psychopath, he's good at lying, he's good at whatever, this is not very convincing me. I admitted my biases. I think Sam's in the right here. I think he's the king of the sector or whatever. And I don't deny that there was something that ended their marriage and something happened there. But this is just crazy to sit on this for 10 years, a guy that you admitted you worked with, and now trying to come out and say that you're like doing the right thing. It's crazy.
Keep your insults to yourself. We don't need them.
Bro, you're up here talking about third-hand R claims, and you're mad that people in the chat are talking shit?
Not going to help anything. And
so that's not going to help anything, but what you just did would.
Go through.
What a fucking idiot.
So the next day he insulted her, saying she was loose and he didn't want to be with her anymore. After he had sex with her, he didn't want to be with her anymore. Right? He said that men should be warned away from her. Said he's gonna go tell men to stay away from her because, you know.
Sam dove in to test her out, so to save us. So that we would know.
Hey, she's easy.
Maybe that's what Ralph should have gone with that angle with Dagger Pussy. Ralph should have been like, yeah, I know she's gross. Yeah, I know she's crazy. But guys, I was just, but there for God go I, but there for the grace of God go I. I went there so you don't have to, so we all know.
She laid there and let me pull her pants off. He said that men should be warned away from her, and Michelle, being afraid of having her past exposed by Sam and humiliated, and of being ostracized by the Assyrian community.
And then he never did. He never did. He never told this story. He never talked shit about her. Like, that's one thing I'll give Sam. Despite, you know, apparently when the divorce, he did not talk shit, and he has not talked shit about her. He's been very, like, just focused on his daughters. I don't know, like...
community. And believing that she had no other choice in a life partner but to be with Sam, since he was the first person she had sex with since becoming a Christian, begged Sam to stay with her.
What?
The verbal abuse began to get worse. Sam would call Michelle whore. This is before they're married. The verbal abuse began to get worse. Sam would call Michelle whore and daughter of Satan. Does that sound like something Sam would do?
Yeah, honestly. That's stuff, yeah, Sam calls everybody basically like a son of Satan. I believe that.
Calling horrible names, horribly hurtful names.
Yeah, well, you just call him a rapist. So it's like, which is worse, Sam calling everybody the son of Satan, or you accusing him of a serious crime?
Through this, Michelle tried to leave him and break up. She eventually realized, this is toxic. Maybe I shouldn't be with this guy. Through this, Michelle tried to leave him and break up. One of those times was May 25th, 2008. She had already broken it off, but he kept pestering her with phone calls. Finally, Michelle gave in because he persuaded her that God wanted them to be together. You see this? You see what he does? Michelle gave...
Bro, you started this out by essentially saying God wanted you to release these claims. You're all using that excuse. It's just fuck off.
In because he persuaded her that God wanted them to be together and that Satan was speaking through her family and friends to prevent this. Her family and friends were saying...
Why are these nerds exposing? Because they're doing it because they don't get it. Like I said, these... I don't know. On the tier list of Religisphere guys between... completely delusional about their position and more realistic, these guys are near the top in the sense that they think that they're like saving the West, and this is like they're above everybody because they're talking about theology and that they have all these standards and stuff. Sam is like in the middle, where Sam still thinks he's like righteous, but he is willing to get in the dirt with people. And then at the bottom, or as people who are very realistic, ironically, is I think is Wagner. Probably because he's like the youngest and was raised on the internet and kind of knows like about all this drama shit.
Get away from this guy. This guy is toxic. Get away from him. What does he do? He convinces her that Satan was speaking through her family and friends to prevent...
I have an archive of like all the best Ralph clips like that one in Stargator, but it's not on this computer. I need to move it on here so I can pull those up whenever I want to.
Their marriage. He told her, take a step of faith, Michelle. Take a step of faith. You got to have faith in him.
Yeah, okay, so he's trying to marry the girl. He's risen the girl, whatever. So the only serious thing so far here is the claim that he had non-consensual sex. Like, that is a real serious claim, and I would provide more evidence than hearsay if you're going to make that, because that is like defamation per se.
That in spite of everyone telling you this guy's seriously screwed up and you need to be as far away from him as possible, you convinced her you got to have faith. Got to have faith, and it's God's will for us to be together. Everyone ready? Michelle's family did not...
There's been a couple good ones the last... for best clips of 2025, one that I think would probably be worthy is when he calls Mersh the banana. That's a pretty good one.
...approve of the relationship. And Sam began to feed into Michelle's mind that her family were not true Christians and did not have her best interests at heart. He would belittle all of her acquaintances and tell Michelle about all their sins. They come to Sam as a spiritual mentor. Sam's the spiritual mentor. What's he doing? He's saying,
yeah, but if he was Calvinist, there's no seal of confession. I mean, there are some Reformed churches that do public confession, where you have to like stand in front of the whole church if you do something especially bad.
And trust this person. This person's evil. This person, you know what this person has done?
Pause. I want to remind everybody about what Sam has said for years about your wife, David. I want to remind everybody, and lots of people might have heard this, because Sam seems to be for some reason obsessed with.
Did he admit to raping? I think before, because Sam was clearly watching this live and like live tweeting it through his post, because he doesn't know. I don't think he knows how to use Twitter. But yeah, if you look, he said this and then only afterwards started talking about defamation. So I think he admitted to being literal like forced sodomy. I'm using that term. Obviously, I could use another term. I'm using that one because it's literally the one he used, so it's like very discreet. But yeah, I think he's like, so by the way, guys, I had forcible sodomy with a 13 and 15-year-old. Anyway, Sam's a rapist based off third-hand proof.
With David's wife, whom I have met, who is a wonderful person. But Sam has repeatedly over the years said that David's wife is the best woman ever, that she's an angel, that she's a saint, that she's pure, that she's wonderful.
Why would you reveal this? You're just making yourself look bad. Look, maybe David is realizing that. So let me get this straight. You guys, or not you guys, David, kept this dirt folder on Sam for 10 years and worked with him while you had it. But all Sam has ever done is talk well about your wife. Great.
She's absolutely amazing, that she's the best woman one can wish for. No idea how she ended up with David.
Notice how slimy what they're doing here is. They're basically, what he's going to say here, he's going to say, well, you know, Sam can't attack this evidence because it's coming from David's wife, who he said is good. But David's wife's not presenting the evidence. David is. Bro. David is. We don't see the text messages. You're not showing us the folder, bro. You're not having your wife on to give her testimony of what Sam's wife told her. So the implication here is that David's allowed to make the claim third hand from what he heard from his wife, who heard it from Sam's ex-wife. But the target will be the person who's not presenting it, will be his wife. Well, just a little. Again, this is why the hearsay rule exists.
She's so fantastic, so awesome, so beautiful, so that he couldn't stop praising your wife, David, as a saint, as a wonderful woman to trust and to rely upon. And she's delivering us this.
Yep. And so
he's trying to take down the stream by bro. Sam can barely use YouTube. He ain't flagging shit. Okay.
I'm getting tons of messages like this. He's trying to take the stream down by flagging it with his cult. He's telling everyone go flag the stream. So guys, if this stream comes down, you know what happened. He was successful.
I could believe that people who like Sam would be doing that independently, but the idea that Sam would be directing that kind of gay op, I don't believe, just because he is a super boomer.
So in flagging it, and he's got his drones. All right, let's continue until it gets taken down.
You both have your drones. You both have your guys. Okay, like that's how this works.
Exposed. Guess what? Too late, dude. Too late. You started it.
I'm a new Christian. You know, I'm in no position to make such judgment but from my observation and God.
Hold on, did he just say I'm not a Christian?
I don't believe that this guy is a Christian. I'm in no position to make
exposed. Guess what? Too late, dude. Too late. You started it.
I'm a new Christian. You know, I'm.
Hold on. So what? Now you're not a Christian? I am a Christian. Okay.
I'm in no position to make such judgment but from my observation and God forgive me. I don't believe that this guy is a Christian.
That's insane to say. Like the sort of stuff that Sam feels compelled to admit that is detrimental to him, like just embarrassing, not like this stuff. Like I said, like, oh, that he's fat or that he's having problems with lust or like, you know, just like normal stuff. Because he feels compelled by that's ridiculous to me, man.
That's what my wife thinks. And he always, oh, she's so great. He tries to contact me through her. She don't even believe he's a Christian. She believes it's totally fake because of his behavior that she's aware of.
Yeah, where's she? Why isn't she here? Or have her do a deposition. I don't mean like an actual one. Like, I'm not saying go to court. Well, she'll have to. That's the problem. If Sam really does sue, then she probably will have to get deposed because the claims originate with her. Way to go, David. Way to go, David. You hit her from this probably because you didn't want her to take the heat. But by doing it in this way that is super indefensible and very defamation, vulnerable, she's probably going to end up, if it happens, if the Lolsuit happens, she'd get deposed because it's coming from her. Great job, man.
Oh, by the way,
it's like I said with back a long time ago when Ricada was making certain claims and he was going through his legal stuff and he was trying to rely on the like what his daughter had told him about something to defend himself. I'm like, you realize if this ever goes too far, like your daughter's going to get deposed about these claims. Like, what the fuck?
The stream cuts out or something because sometimes apparently people don't even notice and they keep talking for an hour and stuff. He would belittle all of her acquaintances and tell Michelle about all of their sins. So Michelle felt that she couldn't trust any of those people and was very isolated. Sam convinced Michelle that they needed to get married. He said that a true Christian would get married within 6 months of the beginning of the relationship.
I agree with that. I think you should never date for more than a year. If you're dating for more than a year, then you're actively hurting the woman. Because women are, unfortunately, due to biological reality, women are on the clock. And if you as a man aren't sure, you're not like, this is it, I'm getting married, and you've been dating someone for over a year and you're still not sure, it means it's not it.
They were married at the courthouse they got the date there. Verbal abuse continued after marriage. He called her and continues to call her slut, whore, cunt, nasty bitch, wicked bitch, filthy.
I don't think that's true. Because when I first learned about Sam and I learned about that past stuff, I kind of thought, oh, this is probably something he taught. Like, there might be some milk there, essentially. Like, I want to hear the epistle on my wife rant, and I couldn't find anything.
Human being, Satan, child of Satan, daughter of Satan, demon, and many similar epithets.
Demon is like the arbiter, or not the arbiter. It's like the elites in Halo, where it's so easy.
as well as the Assyrian language equivalents. Does that sound like Sam, guys?
I thought they said earlier she wanted to get married because she felt, yeah, that's a good point. Earlier, she was the one who was insisting to get married. Now he pressured her.
Yep. Is anyone
just the way he's telling the story, and especially because it's 3 degrees of separation. It's the ex-wife telling the wife telling him, then telling us. It just does not come across as very credible to me.
Believe that? No, not Sam.
Compare that to this video where it's him describing himself.
Prison.
A primary
witness. Guys, here's your stuff. The last 2 girls I had sex with before I went to jail. One.
Dude.
What? I don't care.
I wouldn't play this game.
One was 13 and one was 15. I had hips, but she was 13. I did not care. Here I am, because in the minds of the Dawa guys, if you ever did anything, you can never condemn it.
How are you not doing literally this?
Because you did it once, and you can never take the opposite sides.
Okay, so Sam has insulted her on stream. All right.
So,
well, I mean, if she cheated on him, I don't know. It's not like I don't know. In a perfect world, and if he was super Christ-like, you wouldn't do it. But come on, right?
With a 13-year-old girl. Now she flung.
Yeah, the last 2, so there were more, bro. Yeah, this clip's got a lot of stuff in it.
Herself at me. So I guess
think about that. So this was 10 minutes long, and the only 2 actual claims are non-consensual sex and emotional abuse broadly, I guess. Whereas this clip is less than 2 minutes long.
I can defend it. No, I don't defend it. Shouldn't have done it. Doesn't matter if a 13-year-old girl flings herself at you. It doesn't matter if she has big boobs and wide hips and so on. You don't do that sort of thing.
Bro, this is so bad.
So I guess I can defend it. No, I don't defend it. Shouldn't have done it. Doesn't matter if a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't. That's what I mean. It's like in a perfect ideal world, he would not insult her publicly. But if a woman cheats on you and then tries to take your kids, like, yeah, you're gonna talk shit.
Flings herself at you. It doesn't matter if she has big boobs and wide hips and so on. You don't do that sort of thing. The 15-year-old girl. To be fair, she told me she was.
Okay. I gotta save some of these. It's so bad. Sam tried to make a housewife out of a hoe. Yeah.
Was 17, but it wouldn't. I eventually knew she was 15. I still didn't care.
I still didn't care.
That girl. I had anal sex with that girl. Do you know what that?
Look at this. AP's like, we're not making it. We're not making it.
That would be in court. Do you know what that would be in court, guys? Say.
When you lose. This is Jarian. This is exactly what Just a Robot does.
Sam, I'm trying to let you know. Dude, what are you scared of? People finding out the truth? Who cares? If you want to condemn me for it, condemn me. I've done all sorts of messed up stuff in my life. Guys, the point is, that would be like, if it's a minor and you do something, it's a higher category. That would be considered like forcible sodomy or something like that, because she's not able to consent. What?
Can you quickly point out and explain to people that I was during your criminal life before you became a Christian?
Yeah, that was my criminal life before I became a Christian.
Okay, good.
Okay. Yeah, so I was bad. That was a bad.
You know what?
That was a bad thing.
I-
and
I feel like
here, I condemn Islam for all this stuff, but I did some of this stuff, and I was messed up.
So why can't Sam just say that? Why can't Sam say, "Look, I deny what you're saying, but even if I did it, I condemn that," and he'd be. So yeah, that's the religious sphere, everyone. That's what's going on in the religious sphere. Yeah. We'll see where this goes. I hope there's actually a Lolsuit. I hope it really happens. This is literally just an hour ago. And this was like yesterday, last night, I guess. Keep being you. Did he stream today? 7 hours ago?
We are live, guys. We are live. And you can see I'm not in my apartment. Focus, everyone. I'm not in my apartment. How's Rumble doing? Well, I may change the course of the discussion. Let the Spirit take over. Let the Spirit reign. So let's pray. Let's pray. Name of the Father and of the Son.
I'm not gonna diminish your prayer here by having it be on the drama show. Let me just see. If there's any good stamps in this.
And it turned out they destroyed their reputation. Do you guys know that, right? Those who don't worship and idolize David Wood, apostate prophet, even those who hate, I was like, maybe there's something new. Because I've been brutally honest with you. In fact, brethren, I can say this without trying to be arrogant. I don't think you've met a more honest apologist than me. And I'm not trying to boast. And it turned out they destroyed their reputation. Do you guys know that, right? Those who don't worship and idolize David Wood, apostate prophet, even those who hate me, they will now be discussing with both David Wood and apostate prophet. It's over for them.
It's
because
over.
You know what AP just did? He just confirmed David Wood was friends. David Woods, right, was friends with a guy that he knew had left his wife.
Yeah, we know that. I want to see the rant. Yeah, Sam with the 100 humble brags.
No one gives a damn whether you think, because you're not in a committed relationship, that God doesn't think you're still bound to her.
Well, this is what I was saying. It doesn't matter if everybody's okay with it. Like divorce itself, illegitimate divorce itself is a sin, right? Thank you, Sam, for confirming what I said. Why did they manifest? Okay, he's saying he's a spiritual bastard. Here we go.
Where was I wrong? So why did they manifest and go berserk and attack me? And AP said that I must be now the spiritual bastard and I must be now the son of the prostitute. I must be the things. When he confirmed I'm right. I want to know, honestly, because he said, so does that mean now? Someone told me, and God is my witness. I don't listen. I'm going by what people say. So the gist of it was saying that, so does that mean you're now a spiritual bastard, son of a prostitute, son of a whore? No.
Okay, hold on. He says something about someone being the mother of a horse. His insults are something else, man. He pulls some stuff out I've never even heard before. Sometimes. He loves it. Yeah, that's true. David does clearly seem to love it. I mean, you kind of do too, Sam, but... Does anyone call in? And he fight them, I wonder? Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Here we go.
Okay, brother, here. House the rapist? Come on up. So you mean David Wood and his wife allowed me in their homes for 2 weeks, knowing I was a rapist? The same.
This is what I'm saying. They worked with him for years after 2015, and they thought he was a rapist the whole time. What the fuck?
David Wood's wife, who had told me that my ex-wife had told
This is
her,
like that girl with the JF thing, where she's like, yeah, all this shit happened, then I had his kid.
I made my sister change her name because her name is Venus, and I made her change her name because it reminded me of my ex-fiance. And in front of David Wood's wife, okay?
Wait, Sam, you made someone change their name?
I called my sister, Linda, and I said, Linda, she's on the speaker. Did I make you change your name from Venus? She goes, pretty much, stop being silly. And then even Marie Wood looked at me shocked, saying, wow, she really lied. Oh, but now
Oh, I see what he's saying. So he's saying the ex-wife was telling lies about him, like that he made his sister change his name, and he proved to David Wood's wife that wasn't true. Therefore, showing that the ex-wife at that time was known to be telling lies about him. Okay.
my ex-wife is telling the truth. My ex-wife is telling the truth. That's all right, man. We'll see. I'll look into it. My ex-wife is telling the truth. You see? So, guys, you're telling me that David Wood is acknowledging that he worked with a rapist?
Exactly.
Guys, calm down, man. Calm down. Yeah, flag the stream if you want. Calm down. Don't panic. So David Wood worked with a rapist. No, I know that, guys. So you're panicking. Come on up, King Silv. David Wood.
When he says come on up, because he just has an open line. You can just come in and he'll fight you.
Platformed a rapist. David Wood did a conference with a rapist. David Wood had a rapist in his house for 2 weeks. David Wood said a rapist is the best apology against Islam in history. Now, who brought receipts? Oh, so his wife brought the receipt of Michelle.
Yeah, this is my point too. See, he's hitting it all. Exactly what he should say.
Michelle, that accused me of that. The same Michelle who said I'm the best. Anyway, let me finish it here. King, I sent you the link, Aziza. I don't know why you're not coming up here. Let me show it to you again. Guys, watch here. Let's go here. Yeah, I know, but here, right here. So I'm the rapist. Okay. Yep, that's okay. Guys, take it easy, man. Take it easy. Hold on, brother. Where are you? There you go. Go ahead, brother. You wanted to say something. I'll say something as I find this. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's going on, bro? God bless. God bless. God bless. Yeah, I just had a couple of stuff to say in regards to this issue, which it kind of has nothing to do with me, but at the same time, guys, we're called to stay consistent with ourselves. So this is why I'm coming over here.
I think this guy's just gonna say he agrees with him. I like the fights better. So yeah, basically he just says, so that's the Religisphere for you. I hope this turns into a Lolsuit. We're full sector. People are self-doming on live stream saying that they're pedos, calling each other rapists. It's off the reservoir. It's off the chain, as they say. So, this is a shorter update for the Manlet War 2025. So Solomon dropped another video where he responds to Mike. I did pre-watch this, so we're not going to watch all of it. Not because the video is not good. It's just he's very analytical, so it's just not as good for streaming. So I'm just going to show parts of it. Basically, like Mike has a bunch of copes. Go further into the video. Sam has receipts. Oh, okay. I'll go back.
coming over here.
I'm surprised
You know,
he
to
waited
just-
this long to show receipts. Oh, here we go. Oh boy. Okay, hold on.
All right, David, let's do it here. Did he just show the picture? Okay, so I can't end the guy. I'm sorry, guys. This is what I was waiting for. Did I show it? Oh, okay. He has the photo? Well, I have it too. Okay, I have it too. It's right here. Here, let me be
What the fuck is this?
into it. I have it too. You guys see it there? I've never lied to you guys. You see it here? Okay. You guys see it? I want it. Let's sit in your mind. They think I'm scared. No, I'm
I'll show you my DV picture, bitch.
showing it before them. So here you go, David. You guys see it?
Oh, because he thinks they're gonna show it.
I want you to see it. Let it sink in. I've never hidden anything to you. You see that? So now let's do it. Okay. Now. Let me now show you. I had to show you this, guys. I've never hid it from you.
Just casually just dropping their emails. I guess
Never
they're 10
hid it
years
from
old.
you. So now right here. Now here's my response. Okay, let's show you. You saw it? Guys, I've never hit anything. Now, like I said, you can do what you want. 2014, I'm going to remind you of the story. Here it is. Now, see, these guys think they're going to punk me out. Okay, right here. Let's do it. I told you I'm going to show the receipts. So
He's
Dave,
just showing her full name. Like, just doesn't give a fuck. Just showing his email like this.
I don't know who you think you're going to destroy. I actually reached out to you. Let me see if this is the one. Okay, let me see. Okay, here you go. Let's read it. You ready? Okay, you guys ready? I'm going to explain. Yeah, she's a Syrian. Guys,
What you see here in the photo is results of my wife physically attacking me and my reacting in self-defense. In fact, you yourself are a witness that for years I complained to you personally that my wife is not just verbally abusive, but she has started to become physically violent. Whatever, okay.
not lied to you. I want you to listen. I know it's a bad picture, but I want you to hear it. You ready? Yeah, I know that, brother. Take it easy. Guys, take it easy.
What is
Take
the
it
chat
easy.
saying? Are they chimping?
Just don't panic, man. That's what they want you to do. Sorry, guys, it took longer than it, but let me do it here. Because I told you they're low lights. Now, watch how it's going to backfire against them. David, now remember the date. This is now April 2015. Let's enlarge it. See, guys, I haven't lied to you. I'm not a white beater. I'll explain.
I'll explain.
Sin is sin, but I'm not a white beater. I'll show
I
you.
don't know, honestly, even if he just came out and said it and he was just like, yeah, we got in a little tussle, bish. Like, he's still kind of ahead because of the admission in that one clip.
To you. Okay, can you see the screen?
Come on, Sam, get to the point.
That's okay. Let me say, Mr. Hannah. It's okay, man. Let the Muslims say, what are you panicking for? Can I watch? All right. Dave, I actually reached out to you after cutting off all ties since I wanted to overlook the past and forgive you for your sins against me, as well as others, for the sake of Christ. Instead of reciprocating your arrogance and bullying kicked in, and you shamefully compared me to the men that beat up on your mother. Now watch. So I'm finding it hard to believe that you are really concerned about us not destroying our gifts. Furthermore, you can try to make yourself look innocent by claiming that you didn't mention my wife beating to anyone else. The fact is, however, your sin isn't just against me, but against brothers like George Sagan Stanley, which is why I got George involved, since you need to be held accountable for what you did to George, even going as far as to falsely accuse him of lying to you in California, which is an excuse you used to ignore all his emails and phone calls where he practically begged you to forgive him for anything he may have done. Instead of responding like Christ would, you continue to ignore him as if you were a pagan, a heathen. I still have the emails documenting George's Christ-like behavior towards you. So don't
And look, he sent this email. It looks like he sent this email before the wife beating photo. So basically, Sam comes at him here, being like, you stole money and you're incriminating my wife. And then David's like, well, look at this picture, bitch.
pretend to be innocent. Don't make yourself out to be a humble Christian, since you are the farthest thing from being humble and Christ-like toward your brothers. Now watch. Moreover, I do want to thank you for incriminating my wife. In fact, no thanks to your wife's counsel. We are now headed to divorce court because Marie Wood told her to divorce me. Here it is, black and white. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? In fact, no thanks to your wife's counsel. We are now headed to divorce her. And thank you also for further proving. Now, this was the first time when she committed adultery. Then we returned, but she did it later. And thank you also for proving my point that when you do not get your way, and when someone does decide to stand up to you, look, see, he just did it today. You are all too quick to attack and condemn that person. This characteristic of bullies and narcissists, and I'm afraid that you are both, just as your treatment of your brothers, such as George Stang and others have proven over time. Now watch what happened. In the first place,
okay, how does he respond? Okay, so you say that he was abusive.
Anyway, you remember that? I do, and so does George. Now watch here about my wife. You ready? You guys ready? Meryl, can you read? Yep. That's fine. Let him do it. Let him do it. That's fine. Let's put it in context. Therefore, for you to think that this photo someone incriminates me shows how petty you truly are. Because here, what you see here in this photo is the result of my wife physically attacking me.
Yeah.
And my act in self-defense. In fact, you yourself are a witness. Say, hey, Dave, produce the text messages, the years that I sent. Here you go. I complained to you personally that my wife...
It is funny that David was afraid to show any proof for what he was claiming. He wouldn't have his wife on or even show the text messages or his secret folder. And then Sam just boots up Gmail, shows the exact emails that they had to each other 10 years ago, and just shows everything.
It's not just
doesn't give a fuck.
Started to become physically violent with me, e.g., hitting me not just with her hands, but with physical objects as well. You yourself know before God that I told you that I'm afraid that Satan's doing this in order to cause me to react to her violence by striking her back. Therefore, for you to think that this photo somehow incriminates me shows how petty you truly are. Have I ever changed my story with you guys? Have I ever changed my story with you guys? And I'm going to finish it. Have I ever changed? Have I? He can say what he wants. But was Dave a witness to this? There you go. This brings me to my next point. My wife herself testified, and here are the names. Tineas Shamoun and Martin Yohanna, the leaders of the Bible study group where I used to teach at.
Oh, and he's bringing up specific names and everything too. Like, this is a lot better than what David brought out.
That she was physically seat. She further testified that I actually jumped out of the car, that she was in fact yakking my beard. Now, but look, violence took place less than a week. Send it to me, sister, so I can upload it, and then I'm going to tell people. I'm going to ask for lawyers to come. Who got beat up.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, honestly, the problem here is that David comes out here, he's like, here's a summary of messages that my wife told me about. And then Sam just comes out here and just shows the full email, which is obviously a lot more reliable. Hold on, what's this?
Strike back. Did you hear it? And you're right. Like tonight. I was a cop for a couple of years, and you're right. Here you go. My mods, who's a policeman. What used to be a policeman? Look what he said. Scott, look what he said. I was listening to you.
Why are you doxing your mod?
He's one of my mods. He sent me this while I was working. That took a lot of guts to open up about your private life tonight. I was a cop for a couple of years, and you're right. Here you go. Because he put it in my live stream. I was a cop for a couple of years, and you're right.
Yeah, but why are you doxing? He's such a boomer. He's like, look, this guy tells me that this happens. He sent me a nice message. Doxes him.
Who has not lied to justify his sin? Who has not lied to justify his sin? God is bono. I will go after you. I promise you, I swear. By the grace of Jesus Christ, if the Lord...
Okay, here we go. We might say something funny here.
Show the emails. See, guys? I have them.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing the actual messages. He's not just, like, summarizing them.
Once again.
So his defense is that it was... he's saying, yes, I did... That what did hit her. The problem is he doesn't address the rape thing. Or at least... Well, he does address it. He says, like... Or maybe he does over here. We'll go back here in a minute.
Who has given you receipts? Who has given you facts? Who has been brutally honest with all of you guys? Who has not lied to justify his sin? Who has not lied to justify his sin? Be honest with me. You're not my fanboys, my fangirls. Remember, God destroy every form of idolatry and blasphemy. Well, no, AP, I will look into it. If someone will do pro bono, I will go after you. I promise you, I swear. By the grace of Jesus Christ, if the Lord will bring me someone who will do pro bono, I promise you, I will take you and sue you for slander, libel. If they do it pro bono, in Jesus' name.
Yeah, but who's going to do a federal... Okay.
Oh, so he is admitting it? Okay, so what ongoing project? Yeah, he is.
So now we're doxing our other email here. Okay. Okay, whatever, Sam. Go off, King. I guess you just don't care. That's fine. I think he showed more emails here. Because, like, obviously, his defense seems to be, I did hit her, and here's a picture, but I was in self-defense, and David knew it, and there are multiple people to back it up. As far as the rape thing, he's saying, well, you know that Marie, his wife had, or Michelle, whatever, had lied before, so why do you think she wasn't lying then? Are you lying now? Were you lying then, or are you lying now? That kind of thing. And then this is about supposedly David Wood taking money and not doing something he was supposed to. I don't really care too much about that.
And to recover all the servers you supposedly had produced and which you stored in your hard drive. See, I don't lie, guys. I have receipts. You blocked both of these men.
I don't know. He shows his emails and shit. This isn't the first time he's done this.
And put them on your ignore list, despite the dozens, and save them to expose them.
So yeah, the claim here, I guess, is that David got paid to do something. He didn't do it and then blocked the guy and mistreated him. All right.
Save them so I can expose
well, thank you for telling me that he did show receipts later. That was pretty epic of him just straight up being like, check this out, guy. You know, like, check out this photo, right? All right. So Mike Israel, this is the guy who's the PhD, who the fitness guy, who the Manlit War 2025. His whole thing is, I'm a doctor. I can say this. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. This guy dug up his thesis. It's total bullshit with such bangers as increased musculature is correlated with increased strength, and like misspelling science as sense and all this other shit.
Response.
No, he recaps here because this guy's very analytical, but
the message.
He did do a response. Like I said, the first part of the response was saying it was a draft, which is a lie. He's also gone around and said all this stuff like, well, the guy's bad faith, but also this is like the internet battlefield and everything's okay. It's very high elven.
A significant portion of Mike's defense focused not on the facts of the thesis, but on me personally. First, Mike questioned my motives. He framed my critique as a hit piece.
It's like a hit piece, right?
Done in bad faith.
Did the least charitable, most bad faith critique of it.
Yeah, and this is just gay. It's just like, who cares? Like, who cares what this guy's motives are if the arguments are true, and you have to evaluate that yourself.
Possible.
Solomon was doing this in maybe some combination of bad faith. Like, he just really wants to take me down.
So the group that puts out these critiques, Solomon Nelson, Lyle McDonald, Johnny Shreve type folks, they're just known for doing things in bad faith.
Yeah, they're known for shitting on people, criticizing people who are retarded. Yeah, got it.
And
Very
so
cool.
I don't.
It was like it wasn't it Vosh who just called everybody bad faith.
Really ever take their criticism seriously.
By someone who's not really after the truth.
This guy is like a lawyer or something. I don't think he's a trained scientist. He's not really
trained scientist.
After the truth.
What the fuck are you? That's the whole argument. Is you say you're super trained PhD scientist, but your degrees are fucked.
For revealing wisdom or anything.
He dismissed
revealing wisdom, like that strength is correlated with musculature. Yeah, this is Plato's Academy or Aristotle's Academy.
Analysis as having a lawyer-like attitude as opposed to a scientific one.
Mr. Solomon Nelson's coming at it, all due respect, in bad faith.
All due respect, in bad faith. What the fuck?
Wants to take me down, so he's not interested in taking an impartial, objective view. He's interested in taking a lawyer-like attitude of scalpel-like incision.
He also claimed that my
okay, that's cool, dude, but can you explain why all your shit's fucked up in your thesis? Like,
primary motive was cynical and commercial.
Sure, fine. Maybe he's doing it for... all this doesn't matter. This is like the concern trolling stuff when I talked about that. Who cares if they're concern trolling? If the criticism is true, if it has a basis in fact, and that's something you have to discern for yourself, you have to not be retarded, then that's how you should determine whether you listen.
Stating that my videos about him get 10 to 20 times the views and thus money.
So this person is a person who gets roughly 10 to 20 times the views and thus money by critiquing myself and other major...
Yeah, and because you're a more prominent figure, which means that you are held to more scrutiny. That's like how it all works.
Influencers in fitness, like Jeff Nippard, for example.
Right.
And so they're highly incentivized to do it. It's like the exact same model that Greg Doucette uses, for these guys.
Yeah, and Greg Doucette's based. He has a video here about how apparently Israel claims to have like a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but he did it in like a year, which is crazy. I just spoke to Milo Wolf. which is his like top capo, like sweeper Janny Gator, told me that Mike does in fact have a black belt and that they have wrestled in the shower multiple times.
Sort of critique videos of me do way back.
When not attacking my character, Mike pivoted to reframing my criticisms as trivial, context-dependent, or irrelevant. First, Mike gave the 1/3 of his PhD defense. He argued that his PhD was unique, consisting of 1/3 coursework, 1/3 practical coaching, and only 1/3 dissertation.
In my PhD program, the dissertation was 1/3 of the PhD. It's a very unique
Who cares?
PhD program.
And was therefore...
We're not moving for you to get it revoked. Like, no one's doing that. They're just saying you wrote a shitty thesis, and the entire basis of your reputation is based off your certification.
Bottom 10th percentile for research quality by design.
So as far as research quality and throughput, my PhD is at the bottom, I don't know, 5th, 10th
I suck.
percent, like it's at the bottom 10th percentile of all PhDs
Thank you for admitting that your PhD sucks. Very cool.
in related fields, for sure.
Second, Mike gave the clerical error defense. He insisted that he was unaware of for 12 years.
But as the dog, like my first piece of like writ large scale.
Yeah, and I mean, some of these, like, we don't, like, obviously they're just bullshit. The one I want to get to is the,
Mike, though a poor forger, is a brilliant actor. Excuses.
So obviously these are all bullshit. I'm looking for the part where clerical error is bullshit, where it's, my thesis had merit. Obviously it didn't. Oh yeah, ethics. This is the part where he says it was unethical for him to look at his thesis.
At the end of the day, we don't need to haggle about the rights and wrongs of Mike's thesis when the shame of having the thesis exposed drove Mike to a desperate attempt at forgery. In other words, it must have worried Mike so much to be seen to have produced a slipshod thesis that possibly would have failed at a reputable university that he resorted to a cover-up. He was so unnerved by having his slovenly
And this is when he says it was a rough draft, which was bullshit.
Attitudes shown for all to see that he falsified a document to hide the damage. But once again, Mike, though a poor forger, is a brilliant actor. After the admission, Mike picks up his pucker. When he concedes that the thesis that I'd reviewed was in fact the one that was examined at East Tennessee State University, he never entirely came clean. He didn't express contrition for a cover-up. He never actually said, "Sorry, I thought I could lie successfully, but the fib didn't wash, and I was forced to own up to my own fraudulence." Instead, Mike cunningly only referred to confusion over which draft got uploaded. Thus,
comments. Even Alex, where are all the comments?
He's sweeping comments.
agile, that it must never be handled by adopted a new talking point. I love this. That credentials are kind of bullshit.
Credentials are kind of bullshit to begin with.
Which is like his entire basis of everything.
Training app ever made.
He's on record saying that his PhD was a really good idea because of the authority it confers.
Dr. Mike, geez, that's a big deal. And I've noticed that carries a lot of weight. So
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Mike Israetel never once addressed the central, most damning part of the entire scandal. He refers to his initial response as incredibly sloppy and kind of screwed up.
And so the response I gave was incredibly sloppy. I tried to respond. I kind of screwed up the response.
But he conveniently fails to mention that his sloppy response was an active attempt to deceive the public by
Yeah, I mean, well, this is like the Hassan shot collar thing, where he lies in the initial response, and so everything afterwards is fucked. Okay, let's look at this black belt thing. I think this might be funny.
Mike Black Belt fraud confirmed.
There we go. Mike black belt fraud confirmed.
I have for sides.
Where Ash is idolizing Ralph. Yeah, so when Jump the Nub finally dropped some of the DMs, he hasn't dropped them all. He says he has, but that's a lie. it really put into perspective how much PPP worshipped Ralph and was actually just a giant fan and basically just wanted to be Ralph.
Coach Greg, and if you thought it couldn't get worse for Mr. Mike, things just got significant.
Wait, they changed his Wikipedia? He's not Dr. Mike
And if
anymore?
you thought it couldn't get worse for Mr. Mike,
it's not Doctor anymore? That's funny.
things just got
significantly worse.
His PhD thesis, which was in question, well, that's in the past. But now it's all about his black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, of which this man just exposed that there's no way he's actually a black belt. Now, you can buy a black belt, you can get it.
So has this guy done anything? Like, is this everything a lie? Like, the PhD is bullshit with the bullshit thesis from East West Kern County State University. He's not a black belt in BJJ. We already showed he was never really a bodybuilder. He was losing to Janoi Kresva. Like, what was this guy actually done?
Walmart, Sears, and so on, but a real black belt, you've got to earn that with skill, of which Mike Israetel does not have. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't fight at perhaps a blue belt, maybe even a purple, but he's not at the level of a black belt.
I don't know. It takes a while to get those belts.
Say that him and Mr. Moneyberg may be on the same level of black belt expertise in the sport of jiu-jitsu.
And so many of you have heard of Mr. Moneyberg, of which he basically pretended to have a black belt, pretends to be a fighter. And so he's comparing Mike to Mr. Moneyberg, and that is not good. That's a horrendous comparison. He's saying, why don't we watch these two guys go at it? I mean, they both claim to be jiu-jitsu killers, and so why not let them prove it in the ring? You can insert the clip of Mike saying he's a jiu-jitsu killer. It's going to be in this video later on, but he said that in videos. He's a jiu-jitsu killer.
They both share a bulbous, wide physique of being a little, chunky.
Notice how they call Mike Israetel chunky when we all know he has single-digit body fat.
Yeah, this is 2010. But this guy is in the trenches, okay? This guy is making videos almost every day, shitting on this guy and Niptard and stuff. He's in the trenches fighting on the ground. Solomon, he's the strategist. He's got the big videos, very analytical, not very stream friendly. This guy, though, he's the architect of victory.
Not only does he suck at bodybuilding, he also sucks at jiu-jitsu, yet proclaims to be very good and has a black belt and all this nonsense.
And so here's the thing. We're only critiquing his skills in jiu-jitsu because he says he's a black belt jiu-jitsu killer. If he just said, hey, I do jiu-jitsu, well, that's cool.
Look at him. What?
Cool. But when you claim that you're a killer, that you're amazing, that you have a PhD, that you're going to go pro in bodybuilding, well, you open yourself up for criticism. Remember, Mike is the one that said he's bigger and stronger than Mike Menser.
Yeah, well, he looks preggers. Well, it's funny because he had some crazy surgery taking some fat out. I don't know. He's clearly got issues.
That his IQ is above 160, that he could be more proficient in what you do best given one single year.
A bag of shit that gets bigger is just a bigger bag of shit. Still a bag of shit. You know what I mean, mate?
And so essentially, Mike is asking for it. This guy doesn't want to put him down. I mean, I do, but he doesn't. But what happens is when you brag about yourself so much, when you think you're better than everyone else, it's more enjoyable, it's more fun to try to take you down a peg.
Yes, it's called A-logging, man.
But that's not me, that's Best What's.
Me and my boy in a cell, we're just blazing, and the dude's like,
whoa.
Like, hey, get on your beds, you tripping.
I'm going to break down Mike's game, all right? It's a classic old man, fat guy game.
Mike has no game. I don't care if we're talking about risen up the ladies or fighting in jiu-jitsu. He has no game. He fights people who have no experience, white belts and so on, and he lays down on top of you and tries to squish you. This is his move. He doesn't have any skills. He doesn't have any cardio. He doesn't have any moves. He just does the Mike Israetel way. He lays back and he tries to sit on you. He likes being close to who doesn't understand jiu-jitsu. Does that seem like something that a black belt would be known as? Playing an old fat man's game where you don't even understand jiu-jitsu. How the hell do you become a black belt without understanding elbow-knee connection? Literally one of...
So yeah, I just think everything this guy's ever said about himself is fake. I'm starting to think the beef is back, yeah. And the editor has a black belt in the art of brain rot. All right, so so like with the hadiths of the day, every time I do this bodybuilder stuff, I'm going to show you some of Jason's Janoi Crespo's greatest hits. So this is back when he was with Koth Adam, and it's Koth, not Coach, because that's what Jason would call them. And Koth Adam was probably Jason's best Koth. He actually made him go do like a routine. He got Jason to his lowest body fat percentage, got him to the Ruby Classic, and he really ran him hard. After this, most of the arcs, Jason, when he was in different coasts, he was just doing Skittles and eating and bloat maxing, Hindenburging, as they say. But this is a very famous moment where Jason attempts to write his own name.
Columbianism. So, one of your fans bought a shaker bottle off the site. He wants you to sign it.
So one of the fans wants him to sign a bottle.
There. Can you sign it for him?
Yeah.
Here. Here's a pen.
So he's got to sign his name here, and this is right after a workout, so he's exhausted.
Guys, is that supposed? Does that look like a Y to you?
So he signed his name as Janoi Cresva. So if you ever see people talking about the lakes of the waters of Lake Cresva, this is why.
Jason, how do you spell your name?
No.
Jason, how do you spell your name?
Your first name.
Jason.
How do you spell your name, Jason?
JSON.
What's that?
JSON.
JSON?
Yeah.
JSON?
Yeah.
Jason, you just put this as like, this isn't, you said, first of all, your name is JASON, and this is like a Jonoi.
No, it's not.
It's
No, it's not.
Jason. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but that's Janoi. Like it's a mix between Jonas and I don't know, man. Spell your first name again.
Jason.
Spell it.
JSON.
JASON.
Yeah.
Go. Help us, Lord, help us. 17. 18. Higher. Higher.
Fuck!
22.
All right, so that's Janoi Cresva, and then we have, you may have heard me say multiple times that someone died of their death, died from their death. That's what this is from. This is when Jason's asked to comment on famous fitness icon Ziz.
My thoughts on Ziz, he was extraordinarily gifted when he was alive, and he died sadly in 2009-10.
2011.
Oh, 2011, sorry. He died in 2011, and my thoughts on him, I think he was extraordinary. His synthetics
Extraordinary synthetics.
they were unbelievable. And when he was alive, he was a very, very gifted and very talented.
He was a party animal.
He was a party animal. And,
you keep party like this?
I don't know if I can party like this, but I know he was really gifted and really talented and, extraordinary. And
yeah.
Is it rolling?
Mm-hmm.
I'm about talking about Ziz again. He partied real hard, did a lot of drug abuse and a lot of supplements, and he kept very lean year round, and he worked his ass off in the freaking gym really hard and gave it 110%. And he also got, awe-inspiring, he got people into shape and got them off their asses in the gym. Fat people and people in the shape. And he was on
people in the shape.
And sorry he died so young. Sad he died from his death very young.
He died from his death very young. That might be my favorite. This might be my
Fat people.
obviously the eggshell membrane is my favorite Lennyism. Either that or the time Lenny told the story about his dad burning his comics. That one is tough. I'll play that one next time. But this died of his death.
People in the shape, and he was awe-inspiring. And sorry he died so young. Sad he died from his death very young at a very young age.
How he died?
He died from a drug overdose.
No, it's sauna.
He died in the sauna. So,
Yeah.
He died in the sauna in Thailand. I remember that.
Yeah. And you want to do a collaboration with Chess Pro?
I want to do a collaboration with Chess. All right.
He died from his death. It's tough. Okay. So this one's not going to take too long because I've boiled this down to the moment. Okay. Now I'm going to make a comparison here that some people might find insulting, but just stick with me for a moment. This is like this left-tard equivalent of the Boulder leaks. Okay. Maybe not in the prominence of the target because this bish is like a nobody, although she has like 300k subs, but just in the scale of the revelation and the just total defeat, self-inflicted defeat here. So here's the story, real simple. This person in the top right corner, Cruel World Happy Mind, makes a hit piece on Ethan Klein. And, you know, there's plenty of things to criticize Ethan about. You could have made a good video. She didn't. She basically made a video with a whole bunch of half-baked points, some crazy shit where she basically implies that they're like pedophile, like crazy stuff. She puts in clips that imply he's a drug addict, just stuff that just really bad. And when you listen to her, she doesn't seem like an A-log, like a super hardcore A-log. And what it becomes clear after having listened to this and done the math and run the numbers, here's what happened. This lady has a history in either HR or admin for a government organization or a large company because she has that admin speak. She can't talk like a normal person. She can't just answer a question. And when she does finally get cornered to answer questions, she always does this strategy that these HR people do. It's called yes and, where it's someone says, so like they get you down to a yes or no and you say yes and then you walk it back, right? So it's just duplicitous. And she always, like the way she talks about everything, she talks about having a team. Like it's not, she's just a YouTuber making these stupid documentaries, but a team, like she talks like a project manager or less project manager, more HR. And she'll do some like crazy shit. Like, at a certain point in the first, so Ethan goes out in the very beginning and asks like, you know, what were you trying to say with this? And she'll hide behind the like, or the pedo claim. He's like, well, you know, I wasn't saying that. I was just reporting that people were saying this. And Ethan does a pretty good job in this interview. He runs a pretty clear game here that I'll describe in a minute. What I'm surprised he never said was, okay, who? Just who? Name one. He should have done, if he was being more aggressive, but he has to lure her in, kind of like the Boulder stream, right? So, but it's just such a disingenuous thing to do. You make this 3-hour documentary on the guy where you make these insane claims, and then when confronted on him, it's like, well, I'm just reporting that people are saying them, and I won't say who. I won't actually cite who I'm talking about. It's this idea that there's some kind of like objective journalist star child reporting on bullshit internet drama. It's like, no, this isn't, you're not a journalist. You're not going to win the Pulitzer Prize. This is just you like making a hit piece. And so here's my theory about what happened here, because she doesn't seem like the type that would make a video as aggressive as the one she made. What I think happened is that a bunch of the really crazy Ethan A-logs from Snark and stuff found this bish with her 300k subs and thought, we'll get her to do it. And because she already like is this like HR minded project manager, I have a team, they joined her Discord or whatever, and then essentially made the video for her, which is an excuse she tries to use in this. And then basically it's like, oh, well, yeah, this is going to have a bunch of slander. It's going to be like really bad. But none of the Snark people are going to get hit. She's going to get hit. It's on her channel, right? She's going to be the one who gets dragged through. She just gets used as a puppet, like a puppet. It's like when, Godwinson would sometimes stream on Jub the Nub's channel. And specifically, he did the stream that did some really bad doxing of Brian on Jub's channel. It's like, well, then Jub will get hit, right? You know, it's like that. It's almost like these snarkers got together. They're like, oh, this is a really naive, way in over her head, doesn't know anything. We'll put it on her channel, and we'll put in all this defamation in this big 3-hour video, all this crazy shit, and then she'll be the one who has to face the music. So Ethan, clearly detecting that this is, like, I'm not kidding. This lady isn't just, you know, HR brain. She is legitimately low IQ, and it's demonstrated throughout this whole interview. It's kind of worth listening to all of it. I'm not going to do that to you because I just want to show one part of it. But she's just legitimately, basically, she concedes to everything. Anytime Ethan brings something up, she does yes and, where she concedes to it. And eventually her final, like, thing is just, well, you know, moving forward, I'm going to try to do better. And it's like, well, I'm glad that my reputation had to, like, I had to be called a pedophile so that you could learn your lesson. It's just despicable. She's really dislikable in this. But the moment I'm going to show you, it's very simple. There's a clip in her video where it's edited in a way, dishonestly, to make it look like Ethan has like track marks on his legs. Okay? And Ethan just brings the clip up, and it's and he's very nice to her at the beginning of this because he's trying to lure her in, right? It's a good tactic, honestly. And he's like, you know, what did you mean by this? Why did you edit this clip in a way to make, and she's like, well, I didn't edit it. It was a quote member of my team. Like, this is like fucking Washington Post or some shit. And Ethan live finds the source of the clip, which is actually one of, like, the most deranged snarker, one who's like involved in the CPS stuff, one that only makes Ethan stuff, just really crazy person who deceptively edits this stuff. And it's like, well, here's where you got the clip. Don't say it's a member of your team. This is where you got it. And then she's like, oh, well, I didn't know that. I don't know this person. You know, someone on my team must have found it. I don't know. And then Ethan allows it to sit for a while, and they go over the other stuff, right? Then they go to break. And Ethan is like sitting waiting for the break to finish, like someone goes and takes a piss, and I'll just let it play. So here's the initial presentation of the clip and him confronting her on it. And like I said, put your shields up, put your psychic shields up, because the way this lady talks and the way she just can't take responsibility for anything and has no answer to everything will make it very clear that she was just basically used as a flesh puppet to platform a bunch of bullshit.
Just a little bit before that, but we can move on to a different one. This clip, I guess I just want to get your thoughts on why you included, I just want to get your thoughts on why you included this here. So I'll play this for you, and then you can explain. Here it is.
Seem more and more erratic. His statements harsher, bizarre, and more extreme.
Hassan Piker has lost all of his marbles. The mullet rolls are gone, people. Hard hitting, man.
Sorry, was that covered?
Yeah.
My bad.
It's harsher, bizarre.
Gone, people.
So this is the clip trying to make it look like he has like track marks or something.
Hard hitting, man.
So what are you trying to show there?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're talking about one creator, you know, losing their marbles, and I think at the same time, there's been same clips sort of spread of people making the same insinuations about you. You know,
what do you
making, not me, even though she's the one showing the clip. This is like her. She really thought this was going to win. Like this was going to be the winning argument. Is I'm not saying anything. I'm just making a 3-hour video about it. These other people are saying it. Which is just stupid retarded. Like the fact she thought that would work is hilarious.
You're showing though. You're zooming in on something.
I actually don't know what it is. It looks like a tattoo.
I don't know what it is. This is her video.
So why did you zoom in on that?
I'm not gonna. I work with a team of people, but I'm not going to, talk about their choices and. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna.
And one great thing is, Ethan doesn't regularly debate people. Like he does sometimes. He did the Hassan thing. And people make videos shitting on him all the time. The fact that alarms didn't go off in this bitch's head the minute he reached out to her and was like, oh, come on. Because, like, he'd only do that if he knows he can win. Like, if she is a soft target. She has no defense to anything.
I mean, not really, because, I mean, it is your project. Ultimately, if it's representing you, I would certainly not want my other collaborators having hidden opinions.
Oh, I'm sorry. She doesn't have 300K. She has 700K subscribers. Holy shit.
That I didn't approve of, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of the best way to navigate that, to be honest.
To navigate, just the language, it's so, like, what you should really mean is, I'm trying to think of the best way to come up with a cope, to sweep.
I work with researchers, I work with editors, and I really
so you included this clip, you don't know what it means?
Exactly. Just I don't agree with Ethan's politics. I'm pretty. The other thing about this, someone made a comment. It's like they won't call out the high. Let's also do everything but name the high elf. That's a funny part of this. After Ethan declares victory, after we get to the clip where she just fully, and look, everybody went to it, right? Where everybody collapsed, where she just implodes, right? And it's like a Boulder tier implosion. He just starts lecturing her on like anti-Semitism, and as I was watching this, I was just like, like these leftist anti-Semites, like they're so pathetic. They won't just come out and say I'm anti-Semitic and here are the reasons why. It's like this city deserves a better class of anti-Semite.
So there's certain. Okay, I'm trying to think again. I'm trying to think of the best way to navigate this.
Sure.
Navigate this.
Yeah, and take your time. I don't want you to feel pressured. Take whatever time you need to consider.
Yeah, see, he's so nice at the first here.
Yeah,
if I'm talking over you too much or being too pushy, just tell me to, and I'll back off. Like that. Really, I'm sorry. I'm getting like
okay.
That's just kind of how I talk, and sometimes it's not great.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So I think that at the end of the day, to be just as respectful as possible, I don't want to discuss decisions that my team members made.
The other tactic she'll do is whenever yes and doesn't work, she'll just drop some crazy personal knowledge that we don't need to know about. Like some of her excuses are, yeah, I lied and basically did per se defamation and I have no justification, but so my grandma was going through like cancer and like just random shit. It's just like, yes, like, and right.
Because that's really not, sorry, also my team member is calling me right now. I work with a team member who I work with a few different team members that I've worked with for literally since I was 2 months postpartum and losing my mind a little bit, with a baby. My husband has been out of the Army for a few years now, but he was in the field for a month.
So the question, to be clear, the question is, what did you mean by this clip? And her answer is, so I had a child and I was 2 months postpartum, and then my husband went to Iraq. Like what the fuck?
When I was about 2 months postpartum, and that was usually the point when I was like, okay, I don't know if I can really be a military wife, and yeah, that was actually the time when two of my team members found me, and an editor and a researcher. And
found her. Do you see what I mean about my theory?
We've been working together for a long time, and I think that ultimately, as a content creator, all of that falls on me. All of the decision making.
She just can't even answer like 10 paragraph essay about totally unrelated to the question.
Process, all of the researching process. So yeah, there's some things in there that are mistakes that I didn't do. Like there's some things in there that were.
I didn't do it. It's a team member. Who? I can't tell you. Also, my husband was away on deployment.
Research links and things that I didn't provide, but at the same time, I verified all of it. I'm the one that posted it, so it all falls on me, if that makes sense. And also,
yeah, so then answer the question. Okay, so it's your fault, so what did you mean?
So as part of the growing process, it's my job to sort of be like, okay, how can we grow from this? How can I expand the sort of, project and everything? Kind of similar.
Like this is literally like performance review talk. Like you're called in for the performance review and you have to save your job. Or they're explaining to you, and you ask like simple questions about your performance, like
over the years, with your team.
Sure, yeah, you want to build teams, and obviously, you can't get stuck doing everything yourself, otherwise you can't grow. But just
I do think that this has been a really also I interrupted you.
That's okay.
But I do think that this has been a good lesson for me to kind of scale back a little bit and really focus on, because I think that really focus on the research coming from me for a little bit, just a few projects at least, to really be like, okay, with all these lessons in mind, how do I move forward and kind of do those things and get used to that.
And listen, we all learn. We all have learning experiences. I just wish it wasn't at the cost of my life.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, thank you for having learning experience, but maybe don't call me about to learn basic shit.
Right.
I mean, again, as I've communicated to you,
communicated to you. Why can't these people talk like humans?
Again, that statement that we just went over, the Rudy Giuliani statement, I can go back and edit out, and any other ones that we come across here, if you show me the full context and I think it doesn't fully apply, or I talk to you.
Remove. I'm not sure if you answered. So what? So
Ethan's immediately got a nose for it. She's like, oh, she just tried to deflect back to the previous issue. No. Let's actually answer this question here.
Yeah, exactly. But just kind of because I'm not sure if you answered. So what? So do you have an opinion about why there's
harsher, bizarre?
Why you're zooming in on my leg here? I'll just play. It's really short.
Has lost all of his marbles. The mullet rolls are gone, people. Hard hitting, man.
So there's a very deliberate effort to zoom in there, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
I don't know.
Question is, why was your leg up when you were?
That happens all the time.
Answering a question with a question.
I do that literally every episode.
Okay.
So my leg being up is implying.
Like what Ethan is getting at here is it's clearly trying to imply that he's like, because that's a like main narrative from the people who have basically flesh puppeted her, is that Ethan's like addicted to drugs, right? That's like a claim because he acts like he's on Adderall or some shit. And so that's what he's trying to invite her to admit.
Buying something?
I mean, is it the most professional? I don't know.
Is that why you included it when you're talking about?
I guess
have I
also,
claimed to be the most professional?
Is that a tattoo?
It is a tattoo, yes.
Okay, yeah.
But it seems, if I can make an assumption, the insinuation here clearly seems to be that I'm on drugs of some kind. I think they're trying to imply that I'm on meth or something like that. And
I don't know if that would be the proper insinuation, because to be honest, my team members know that I have a family member who's a meth addict.
Again, okay, what does that have to do with anything? It's, well, I couldn't have been implying, my team, because it can't be her, right? She only put the video out on her 700 sub YouTube channel. She has no part to play, no responsibility, right? But my team couldn't have meant that you're a drug addict because, and now she's about to talk for 10 minutes about her drug addict brother or some shit.
Who's very close to me, so.
Right. Well, then what is? I just genuinely don't know what it means. I'm getting more and more erratic. People in Snark and in that world calling me, saying that I'm on drugs, which is, again, a really fucked up thing, excuse my language, to say about a dad of 3. Someone who has Tourette's.
So just think about how disingenuous, like, as we go through this, how disingenuous she is, where her first position is, I don't know. Then it's, a team member did it. Then it's, well, it couldn't be about drug abuse because my brother's a drug addict. And then she's about to make keep going.
Someone who has,
and then where it ends up, because it's like Boulder tier.
ID disorders, someone who deals with all this stuff in the public eye, to insinuate that I'm ever on drugs or that I'm somehow acting.
Extreme. Hassan Piker has.
You say I'm acting more extreme, and then you show a close up.
Yeah,
of me.
Gone, people.
And it almost looks like someone's trying to say that it's like a scar, like a scratch wound, and I'm just manically kind of grabbing my leg like I'm on some kind of drug. Like that seems to be the obvious insinuation to me.
Well, she doesn't talk about picking up rocks, but she has like that level of like gets exposed and melts down. We'll get there.
I mean, that can certainly be your opinion on that.
Well, what is it? I mean, if you don't know, then who does?
I mean, so my
yeah, exactly. Well, no one knows. It appeared in the video miraculously.
Why I clip that is, to be also, again, I do think, and I'm certainly not devoid of hypocrisy. I think that there's a certain, which we'll probably get into. I think that I can certainly, deploy hypocrisy, and that's happened a few times.
I can certainly deploy hypocrisy. The people who talk like this are they even human? It's not sometimes I'm a hypocrite. It's sometimes I deploy hypocrisy. What the fuck?
And I think that anytime that happens, it's within anyone's right to check me on that, for me to reevaluate and learn from that.
Is H3 straight edge? I don't know.
Well, it wouldn't be hypocritical. It'd just be wrong and kind of mean spirited.
Well, no, I was kind of saying
like he could be on drugs. I don't know, but just the way this, like her, you'll see. As far
as you're sort of saying like, oh, someone's lost all of, Hassan's lost all of his marbles. Kind of casually saying that, but you're very hurt when other people say the same thing.
So this is showing me losing my marbles.
That's showing that you're saying other people are losing their marbles.
While zooming in on my leg.
Also, again, that wasn't my particular editing choice, but I'm just trying to say, I
just find it interesting that there's like editing.
Well, it's like Mudaharian. It's Pudaharian, where it's like, oh, I wasn't the shift manager at McDonald's. I was the executive logistics facilitator at a national Fortune 500 company.
Here that you don't somehow even know why they're there or what they mean. I do find that, and again, this is like, I feel like you don't treat these videos with the gravity they deserve. Like, once again, you're talking about my life.
I agree.
And you are making it reputational and just serious. I'm a person, right? Like, at the end of the day, I'm not just like some fucking drug addict with his foot up on the desk that you can just.
Or pedophiles, because Ethan made jokes about pedophiles, and Hila.
Okay, so they leave it off there. And then eventually what happens here is they find the actual source of the clip, which wasn't clipped by it's from one of his craziest A-logs. And so then the cope becomes, oh, well, I didn't know this guy. I didn't know he was crazy. I don't know anything. I just found this clip and put it in. So it goes from, I didn't do it, to my team member did it, to this is what it was meaning and it wasn't that bad, to yes, it is from this crazy A-log channel, but I didn't know they were a crazy A-log channel. I just found a clip. To one of the craziest live pull-ups here in a second. Okay, watch this.
Because you use this clip from their page.
Hassan Piker has lost all of his marbles.
No. Cognizant ability to really consent to what's being shown or produced of them. Anyone, can take a clip of that. And, as Happened said. Sorry, what?
Sorry to cut you off. Do you work with this person, Content Crash Out?
Yeah, so it turns out that the clip comes from this channel, Content Crash Out, which is like the biggest, craziest A-log, right? That makes some of these clips that are just straight up lies and that say crazy stuff.
No.
because this is you use this clip from their page.
Yeah, and so he finds this live, and so like I said, her co-peer is going to be, oh well, I just happened to see this one clip and I used it.
Has lost all of his marbles. The Mueller bros are gone, people.
And you actually, I saw you left a comment saying that this person was a good, reputable source. Have you seen their content? Do you know how deranged and anti-Semitic and obsessive and concerning it is? Like, they're probably one of the most deranged, concerning, obsessed snarkers in the game right now. And you co-signing that is really, really, really not cool. I can show you their content if you haven't reviewed it. It's deranged.
If you haven't reviewed it. So it gives her enough rope here, right?
Okay.
Would you like to see it? I mean...
Yeah, sure. I mean, because to be honest.
Yes, and see?
Me making a general statement right now about another person's page, I can't really...
By the way, here's the...
No, you can make a 3-hour video about this guy where you call him a pedophile, but no, you can't make a general statement.
So this is the video you used.
Has lost all...
If you go to the comments, you'll see he's so far gone. Yikes, what's happening? Did he dye his hair? Yeah, obviously that was for a bit. I have a very obvious drug addiction, right? I watched this man for 5 years, and John Mulvaney fan, who, by the way, was, I think, an alcoholic, or I don't know what, he had a drug addiction. But if you look through this, the obvious insinuation is that I'm on drugs. So to include this clip, again, is to accuse me of taking drugs.
Obviously.
Because of his tics.
I do think that is
because of a neurological disorder that I don't have control over.
That manifests in sniffing sometimes, or, different, clearing the throat, whatever it is.
I'll also say before this snarking phenomenon.
And to be clear about what's about to happen here, this is after 40 minutes of her conceding to literally everything. Just yes-anding everything.
I went my whole life with people being super understanding and caring and like never weaponizing that or making me feel other for that until I met these snarkers who now have used it, including Anissa and this guy here especially, who have used it as a point of criticism.
Now, obviously, a lot of the arguments Ethan's using here are gay, like the ableist shit or whatever. But the problem is this person is swinging at him from the left and being like, he's a genocide supporter, he's all this shit. So it's like these are valid arguments within their rule set.
My neurological disorder I was born with that I can't control, that has been a huge obstacle in my life, sitting in front of a camera with this, is participating in the weaponization of a truly debilitating neurological disorder I've got, right? And I've never been the victim of this. I would never even imagine of accusing someone being ableist when it comes to me. But you truly are participating in an ableist harassment campaign that presupposes that my uncontrollable neurological disorder, Tourette's, is the result of drug abuse.
I mean, first I want to say I'm really sorry about that, that
I'm very sorry about that.
People have been weaponizing that and that you feel that way.
But you weaponized it.
He's retarded!
But I do want to ask, do you think, and this is, I guess, where I do feel like sometimes the use of this idea that using from one source could be, essentially a thought-terminating cliche. I want to ask, do you think that me using a clip from something is co-signing whatever
Okay, so this is her argument is, I just used one clip, I'm not co-signing everything they do. Keep that in mind.
On that clip,
depends,
all the
right?
Comments, all of the, you know what I mean?
Depends
Like,
what's in the clip.
Sometimes I could be using that clip
unedited footage,
different context,
or are using a clip that has a clear editorial perspective. Because if you are using a clip with a clear editorial perspective, then you're obviously co-signing the footage. If you're not correcting it, right? If you're just like you can source from snark. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, right?
Because what I've tried to say through the video is this is what online commentary is that
I'm not saying it, this guy is, but also I'm just using one clip. I've never endorsed everything they've ever made, right?
Does that mean I'm co-signing that online commentary automatically if I do
yes.
that?
If you don't, go on to add another opinion of your own, like this is what people are saying, but of course it is baseless, or people are throwing crazy accusations.
You did co-sign it literally in the video. You did.
Yeah, and this is the problem when you present yourself as a journalist with a team, and I'm just saying what people are saying. Because if she just made a straight A-log video that was just like, I don't like Ethan because he's a high elf, fuck him, whatever, it would be more honest than what she's doing here.
In the setup to that clip, you literally co-signed it.
If you just use it without any critical...
So I don't think I did. She is denying outright that she has any endorsement of this
explanation, then yes, you are.
Like imagine I'm going to use...
how you use it.
I'm going to use something really hyperbolic, right? So forgive me, and I'm not accusing of this, but imagine
this is retarded.
The need for social cohesion, right? You wouldn't be like,
Here's a clip of this being said. I think of a similar example to use, because but if it's someone has said this, here's a clip of this being said, or people became concerned of this behavior, this type of behavior, here's a clip of this. You know what I mean? It's not the same as kind of the example that you just said.
But you never insert another opinion or an opposing opinion. So it seems like you're agreeing with it. Your whole video is siding with that one side, even though you're saying that's what the internet is saying.
Again,
there's many on the internet that are saying the other thing, but you're ignoring that. Mm-hmm. So
you showed a clip implying I'm on drugs, and then you didn't say anything else. Like, of course you're co-signing it. Why else are you showing it?
Snark is a minority. Our audience does not think that Ethan is on drugs.
I mean, nobody.
And it's like a 3-hour video. It's like you could have had every angle, right?
I don't think you're on drugs either. But again, the point of the video,
you're conveying to your audience that I am maybe on drugs.
The point of the video is to show the sort of essentially your reaction, the online reaction. I think where I went wrong, is I think that I could have dove further into that.
You didn't even know why the clip was there.
Yeah, exactly. See, she's changing her story. I don't even know what the clip is. I've never heard of it. Actually, I took it from this guy, but I'm not endorsing them.
I think I could have dove further into that, some of the legal, aspects that are going on currently, kind of showing your response, their response, things that are happening. I brushed over that as well, kind of saying that, kind of the very start of that and not further going into that. So I think I should have, gone further into that as well. Essentially, my intention was this is what's happening online,
But you didn't show what's happening in our community.
Exactly. I should have,
Okay.
I also agree with that too, especially for that particular section, I do think that there are a lot of times when I include H3 Productions or r/H3 Productions posts, but to essentially show same thing when I show opinion pieces, I should try to show, especially with something so
So they enter break mode here.
Put on the.
You want to put on the lights? You can. You still look fine, but also you look fine too. It says to turn on the lights.
They go take a piss and then watch this.
Incredible. Good year. Good year. Yeah.
So they pull up this guy who I don't know anything about him. I just took one clip, and all they do is just scroll down to the comments. Okay? And guess what they find? Remember when she said, I've never, of course I would never explicitly endorse everything this guy's posted. I don't even know who he is.
And you're very well illuminated now.
Probably very shiny because I'm sweating and oily.
You're just way too brunchy. I can't eat this.
Okay.
One thing I wanted to ask you about again, about this specific account, content crash out. You said, I appreciate you. As you probably know, I've been following your page and sourced from you. I believe mostly the Palestine and Downward Spiral chapters. Appreciate your coverage greatly, you said. Now, this person is singularly obsessed with me and Hila, and specifically about my Jewishness. And like deranged conspiracy theories
Keep in mind, she cannot just say, yes, I'm anti-Semitic. That can't be her position, right?
Most obscene order. So
yeah, I mean,
do you agree? So you follow this person closely?
So just in full, I follow you closely. I've seen it all. I endorse everything. And this is when it breaks. This was her Boulder moment, because it just, the entire last 40 minutes completely obviated. She's a total liar. She totally knows that she's just an idiot, malicious idiot, and the waterworks are coming.
So I would say that, again, the videos that I sourced from them were not, again, I can't speak to,
The short-circuiting, the HR brain is short-circuiting. It's just like,
You feel like are really offensive videos. Sorry, not to say what you feel like, but I feel like, again, I haven't seen all of their videos to know.
Okay. I just confused because you said, I've been following your page and source from you. Sure, maybe you didn't see other videos by that.
The reason why I said that is I feel like on TikTok, you can probably see when a creator saves a video, So I just felt like they could probably see that,
So you saved the video, though. You said the editor put it in.
Exactly, remember? That was the initial story? No, the editor found it?
The one that, again, I wasn't sure about the zoom in, whether that came from
that was in their video. That was from the one you downloaded.
It's identical. It's from
this
video.
The one you downloaded and commented on. No.
Exactly. So what I was going to say is I wasn't sure if that came from an editor, but now looking at it, it's clear it came from this page itself. So what probably happened is, again, I added a timestamp. It's okay. Added a timestamp into my script. From that, I saved it, added it in. So yeah, it was.
Is this where you heard that Hila called babies terrorists?
So that whole part was a lie. So the whole part of it was my team. I don't know why it's in there. I don't know what it meant. Just total lie.
Because this person also
at 2 years old to kill Americans.
They made
this again,
and then he finds that the other clip she used is from this channel. So everything, all the worst claims in her clip, like the borderline defamatory stuff, is all from this one channel.
At 2 years old. That's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Do we have that one?
Like Kamala.
That's not really fair.
To be completely and totally honest, there was multiple pages and sources that have shown that clip.
Yeah, I believe that.
Multiple sources. Where, and that's where it's hard. Again, going to the original source. Because
do you see how many videos this person's made about me? Does this look healthy? Honestly, if you're sourcing from them, I'm concerned. Like literally, can you see all these?
Specifically, that video that you saved and included in your video, just scroll through the comments. All the comments are about how Ethan is a drug addict. And specifically that zoom on that
and she's
tattoos,
in the comments. Like
there are comments about it. Is that from scratches? Is that from injections of drugs? Like that is in the comments. So, but it's interesting to me that you chose to save that video and include it.
Oh, this one they're calling Ela a Nazi for getting a Star David tattoo. Watch this one.
That's been going on, and what I'm going through, I almost feel like I want to do it.
Calling her a Nazi for getting a Star of David tattoo. What the fuck is happening in the left heart sector, guys? What the fuck?
Most in your face possible way that I can, and I feel like I kind of want to tattoo a blue Star David on my hand.
Blue. Have you showed this on the show that you got the Star David
Not
tattoo?
yet. Today's my first time. The comments were very interesting. We got lots
To be
of mixed
100%
reviews.
fair,
Mixed reviews meaning,
you guys have called me a Nazi.
So what?
To be 100% fair, you guys have called me a Nazi.
Well, we can get into that.
Oh yeah, we're into the emergency. Emergency, you called me a Nazi.
If you want to. We can definitely get into it. And I mean, one of the reasons that I called you that is something you edited out of the video, which was you said that I was...
But to,
you said I was
but to
you said I was imparted at birth with Israeli ideals and indoctrinated at birth as an American Jew.
No, if she just came into this being like, yes, I'm anti-Semitic and let's talk about why, it would have been better for her. But the problem is she's stun-locked by this just totally illogical position of being very clearly anti-Semitic and having to say she's not.
That's fucking insane.
And also just not even in control of her own video, you know?
That's like super offensive, deeply anti-Semitic. So obviously, are you a Nazi? No. But like my point was that was an extraordinarily anti-Semitic view to hold. Something that's very popular amongst Nazis, neo-Nazis, American neo-Nazis, etc.
Which I would love to have a conversation about that. As far as this page goes, I think that again, going back to my point of wanting to cover what is the internet saying, but I do think, again, because funny enough, my neighbor is a journalist and
So first you said it was your team. Then you had said it was actually from this page. Then you said you didn't know it was on the page. Then it turns out you're a fan of the page, have followed it and sourced it closely, and that you didn't know. So how are you not a giant fucking liar? So anyway, my neighbor's a journalist,
a writer, and we're talking about this and essentially how online forums, you should stay away from in general if you want to sort of have.
I had to listen to through all this filibustering to find this one gem that's worth it out of this whole thing. So much of this is her just going off a totally irrelevant tangent about nothing.
Good coverage. So I think that was a really positive, conversation sort of about this.
So yeah, that was a really positive conversation I had with my neighbor. What? What? Like, this is like the Putin meme where it's like, yes, 2,000 years ago, the beginning of history, except he at least brought it back to be relevant by the end. She just doesn't. It's just totally non sequitur.
I do think that, again, it's hard when it comes to covering internet situations, though, because you can't, she was kind of talking about
situations.
As a journalist, how often she goes directly to a source. How does that translate online?
But you didn't reach out to me one
we
time.
have hours and hours and hours of footage every week. Like, if you watch our show, all the sources are on the internet, and as well as, for example, the Trisha fallout, it was all documented. Like, pretty much all the stuff you're talking about are stuff that are online available.
But also, you didn't reach out to me once during the making of the video.
Again, so as I'm moving forward, but I mean, let's talk about the likelihood of like how likely would you have responded in the past?
Well, it doesn't matter. You didn't even try. And honestly, yeah, if you're going to bring up how you talk to a real journalist, wouldn't that be the first thing they tell you is that you at least reach out for a comment?
Written it off as like people are not going to respond if I reach out to them for comment.
So you don't try? I mean, it sounds like when you started it sounds like when you started talking about it that you're doing a video about us, some of our fans were also your fans and they even made a post about it. So it was very much doable, actually.
I do think
the word got around. The word got around to our subreddit, which we do check regularly.
I mean, I understand your point, though. I think a lot of creators probably either wouldn't see it or wouldn't respond. So understand what I understand, like in general.
To be honest, though, that is something that I could have done is reached out to someone for an opinion piece, one-on-one messaging, that kind of thing. That being said, as far as online opinion pieces, online sort of
it's going to get worse. Just wait.
Edits that are sort of very. I should sort of base my research all on original sourcing.
It's all bullshit, whatever.
With the Star David tattoos.
Jessica Klein reposted comparing a keffiyeh to a swastika.
My sister does on social media. Someone now got a worse tattoo than Ethan. I mean, that's kind of funny. If you get a tattoo when you're fuck is that? Love it.
Thank you.
Blue signifies pentagram instead of the Star David. You support them and you source them and you're a fan of their work. And then you went on to write on this person's instead
of my heritage. How is that anything that you should even have an opinion on? Yeah, I'm changed after October 7th. That was a really traumatic moment for all of us Jewish people.
Congrats on the tattoo. I love it.
Thank you.
Now, if you go to the comments, I miss when Ela didn't talk. Racist, lol. I'm so embarrassed I ever watched them. Being Jewish is not a race. That's, by the way, not true. And also, another Nazi talking point. The line's not being straight. I mean, whatever. It was hand-drawn. Everything she goes through equals Vanilla Mace not liking her fashion brand. Ela Klein, please tell us what the blue signifies. The star, it signifies the color that the Star of David is, like in art, traditionally since like thousands of years. A pentagram would have been more fitting. A pentagram. That's like, you know, the Star of David is like the cross for Jews, right? It's the same.
Ethan, don't trigger me. You're about to get a giant W here in a second.
Same type of thing. This person said she should have got a pentagram instead of the Star of David. And then you went on to write on this person's account that you support them and you source them and you're a fan of their work. Do you disavow content crash out?
I mean, again, I don't agree with that particular video.
Our first ever.
You know,
Okay, even someone who's capable of making such a video is clearly deeply unwell. Like, to accuse a Jewish person of doing something wrong by getting a Star of David tattoo is just a symptom of someone who's deeply, deeply, deeply unwell. So I mean, this is not a good person, right? Like, I just, you know, like, can you admit that?
I think that in general, you know, I am still learning a lot about anti-Semitism. I've learned a lot within the past few days. You know, speaking on the topic, I feel widely uncomfortable. I am learning a lot about it.
This person is anti-Semitic, and take it from me as a Jewish person.
Even this statement alone is so incredibly frustrating, considering you just made an hours-long video about Ethan and I. We talk about anti-Semitism so much.
It's the reason why.
It's the reason why all of this is happening.
Can I offer? So I did like write a little bit of something just because I feel like I don't want to misspeak or anything. On this sort of subject, at least this is coming from, you know, my perspective. Sorry, I keep bumping the mic. At least for me, like the biggest lesson I learned from all of this is, sorry, I'm gonna like kind of read a little bit because I don't want to misspeak at all.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I care about advocating for anyone, whether it's someone, you know, is facing Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, transphobia, homophobia, you know, anything at all, it's to extensively read up on the current state of affairs and what they're currently facing. It's, you know, not just like using a blanket term like stop Islamophobia, don't be anti-Semitic, but so that I can like offer in detail understanding of what an individual is currently facing and how that may translate in various ways. I think that in general as a content creator,
I don't think she is. I think that after this massive humiliation where she literally bawls her eyes out, she's going to go back to the same people who are like in her Discord who made this whole video and totally recant everything and go back to being retarded.
Or, you know, I wanted to, I mean, to be completely honest, it's a really intimidating topic to jump into for obvious reasons, all of this. And especially, you know, I mean, as we can see with you know, everything that happened after releasing the video and just not being versed in it, not having a cultural background or understanding, not, essentially, Ethan had...
People, but hold on, there's more. Conjuring...
Government and still...
was interesting.
And this is when it becomes very clear that Ethan had this all planned, because he has all these clips just ready. And you notice how nice he was in the little bit I played towards the beginning. He's like, I don't want to talk over you and everything. But once he gets her to admit, no, I did know about this channel. No, I did actually watch it and endorse everything they have, and they are crazy. And then the minute he gets her to admit that she was being a little anti-Semitic, he just nails her with all these clips.
I am most hurt about the claims of anti-Semitism. As I've mentioned time and time again, I'm just not well versed in politics. I would really like to
know what's happening. I'm retarded.
Understand how one
makes 3-hour video.
Pro-Palestine.
No, I called you anti-Semitic for one very specific statement.
October 7th, and essentially Ethan having an intense cognitive dissonance.
Reminder: she started this off by saying, "I'm way out of my depth with this, so I shouldn't."
I'm very curious to hear.
Now she's going to lecture me.
Oh, here we go
about my reaction.
Yeah.
Crying time.
You know, him. Where did I go wrong? You know, like where
did I go wrong?
Was, you know, anti-Semitic. And I don't, again, it's not necessarily your job to educate me, but I was, you know, trying to understand how can I, you know, criticize Israel, you know, be pro-Palestine, speak about the genocide, and
it's not that complicated though, is it? It's really not.
I guess, and I would like to hear your perspective. Again, like I said, I did, you know.
I'd like to hear your perspective. Person who made 3-hour long video on him. Like, if anyone should be the expert of what Ethan thinks about anything, it's you.
Receive some, you know, to be honest.
That's why it's like clear that she was just taken over like by a bunch of snarkers who wanted to make a hit piece that they knew would get like a bunch of heat, and then they put it under her name because she's a dumb like project manager, low IQ, can't make anything herself.
Received after that live mass comments, messages. Sorry, I fucking hate when I get emotional.
You can take a moment. It's okay. It's emotional.
Cry on stream.
I understand you care about being on the right side of things, right? So
yeah, that's all she cares about. She cares about being on what people perceive is the right side of things.
So I 100%, you know, I understand, and I know this is painful.
Amount of people calling me a Nazi,
go.
And
that's not true, by the way, and I don't want people to call her a Nazi.
Yeah, and now he can be all magnanimous. He's just like, boom, okay, down.
Okay.
And so, you know, I was trying to understand. What? Sorry,
I'm trying to understand now. So the cope has gone from I'm just a journalist with standards who's just reporting about what's happening, to, well, you know, I'm just learning and growing and maybe I need to tweak it a little bit, to, yes, I did include this, but I'm not anti-Semitic. I didn't endorse this person, to, I did, but I wasn't intentionally anti-Semitic. Hit with all the clips, crying. Now it's just, I'm retarded. I don't know anything. I don't know what's happening. Please.
When I cry, I'm not trying to like.
It's fine. No, I know. I it's sincere.
It's fine. We're all just people here, and
so genuinely, here I'm acknowledging like I'm not.
This is the female leftist version of how like what happened to Mundane Matt, because like obviously the context and everything is different, and I guess this person's bigger than Mundane Matt was. They have 700K subscribers, but just a complete destruction.
I'm trying to
just the fact that he pulled up that text where she endorsed that channel live as she was looking at the camera saying, I don't know anything, I just used one clip, is just crazy.
Be more educated, grow, I'm starting from...
Never give them an inch. Well, that's the problem, is she came into this with flawed premises. Like, she came into this with, I'm going to criticize this guy solely on the basis of him being a high elf. Also, I'm not anti-Semitic. If she had come in this being like, I'm anti-Semitic, let's talk about why, she wouldn't have tied herself in all these knots, but like, she can't do that because of the way she's positioned it. And also because, even if she had taken that, she'd probably still lose because she's clearly like really dumb.
Ground zero, and I think I'm hoping that a lot of at the very least a lot of content creators can learn from my mistakes.
I will die so that others can live.
This and be able to be pro-Palestine, talk about the genocide, and not be anti-Semitic. And how do you not run into that coming from an ignorant place of someone who's not Jewish and didn't know about these things. And so essentially, genuinely...
We went from, I'm a journalist with high standards, that's why, to, I have no idea what's happening, I'm retarded.
I had so many messages calling me a Nazi, calling me anti-Semitic, but no one telling me why. Even the program from birth, they would say that's anti-Semitic, but I didn't, No,
this bitch is bro. Like, if you listen to the whole thing, because, like I said, one of her deflection tactics is to drop some random personal information no one needs to know. If you put them all together, this bitch is fucked.
Weren't exactly explaining why they saw it that way, or not. Sorry, didn't saw that way, but why that was an anti-Semitic trope, and so I was trying to understand it, and it wasn't until literally yesterday I had a great conversation with someone over DMs, and they sent me resources to the dual loyalty trope, and I read into it, that I was able to understand that aspect, and of course, someone who's more politically educated than me can debate all of the, and
I will say. I think most people would do that, right? I do. And I do think, I want to just reaffirm that you should be criticizing Israel's government.
I can, again, and I'm learning about anti-Semitism still,
So yeah, and then they just do 20 minutes of just more humiliation ritual telling her that she's like educating her on what anti-Semitism is. But the thing that really just surprised me or the thing that's just so crazy is just the pathway on that one clip to go from, it was my team, to I did it, but it was my team who got it from this one user, to I got it from this one user, but I've never seen anything else they've made, to I have literally comments under most of their posts saying I love them and have endorsed all their videos. Just wild. So here are the text messages about Ricada that Ralph dropped. This is the main thing that happened. I guess this is the main one. The don't care, miss this, don't want anyone else, and this is as early as June, which is crazy to me. It's like, I mean, and I guess no one's surprised. He also admits that he was doing whippets. Everybody knew that. He says he stopped now, but why the fuck are we going to believe that? Yeah, and there's that guy who leaked the Star Trek poster who says that Kayla was the one opening up the marriage. I think Ricada streamed tonight. I'll wait for it to get clipped. The problem is this thread is just so fucked. As for the whippets, I don't do them anymore. So I'd like to bring this up. I'm going to be really petty right now. When I covered this and I said he was doing whippets, there were some people in the comments who said that I was delusional and there's no way that he was doing whippets. And now here we are. He did whippets. Total victory. And I'll save these two for Wednesday because they're not like, I don't even know. This was just extra. The Lord Lambert one is still in Prospering Ground, so you guys might not have seen it. It's funny that literally the day after I commented that guy is a stealth lolcow, Someone made a thread on him. I'm not saying they saw it, like they listened to the stream. It's just it's total coincidence. But this guy's like has some hilarious posts that are just so aggravating. But yeah, everybody pray for the Religisphere Lolsuit. Someone needs to step up. Some lawyer needs to step up and do help Sam pro bono.